Right, 1, 2, 3. Sound is checked. That looks good. Stream looks good. Showing up green. And I think we should be up. Alright. Yeah. Welcome everybody. Hello, hello. I hope you are doing good. It's weekend. It's been a bit stormy here where I live, which is funny because today in the morning I woke up, went to the window and thought that, well, these clouds here, they seem like they may have some potential to be growing into some thunderstorms. And that's exactly what happened. So that's awesome when you learn meteorology and you start to understand things. That's really cool. But yeah, regardless, welcome everybody. I hope you're good. We are in Miami, and we will be doing the final live stream, or it's not the final, but it is the final of the series where we tried all the 767s because it was one of the latest additions for me. And well, the last one, the 400 series, was kind of interrupted by the release of the FlightFactor 777-300ER, so we kind of jumped into that. And now we're back. We're back, and I mean, you guys voted for it, in fact. And I call it the fake 777, but as Sim Crash Flyer said, it was actually the the natural evolution of the 767s. That's pretty cool. By the way, I had like 4 aircrafts here on the parking next to us. Southwest just departed. There was another one right here, so I took a picture where there was 5 of us, and that Southwest is definitely taxing out at Southwest speeds, and oh boy. But yeah, we'll be flying with some people here. Snacks is of course near me on a Tupolev 154. He's a brave man, so commend him for that. And I believe we should have Aviator here next to us on the 737, so perhaps American. Now, I know that this route here will be flying to Panama City, Panama? Whatever. We'll be flying to the capital city of Panama, and Delta does not fly from Miami, but this is kind of the closest one that I can get under 2 hours and 30, or within 2 hours and 30. So we will be flying out of here, out of Miami. The weather seems good. There might be some forecast for some thunderstorms once we arrive, so I'm not sure, but perhaps our arrival is going to be a little bit more interesting. We'll see. There is a very interesting approach, in fact an RNAV approach, which has like a last visual segment. So it's like a circling that you come offset to the runway and then you have to finish the last step visually. So it's pretty cool, and especially doing it on a heavy jet, it's even cooler. Yeah. What can I say about the 767, this specifically? It is... I would say it's confusing to me because the cockpit looks basically almost like a 777 if you're looking ahead, or sideways if you're looking down or up. It is a bit different. I mean, no, if you're looking down it kind of looks like a 777 anyways, but if you look up it's basically the old panel of the 76, and the FMC is an old FMC from the 76 as well. So it's definitely fun, but I like it. I like it regardless. It flies really well. I like the way it feels. It definitely feels heavier than the 300 and the 200, and it is cool. It's definitely cool. Anyway, Medlam, let's go. Welcome, welcome here. How are you? Snacks has reported for duty. Snacks, you are a brave man taking a Tupolev in a flight like this. I mean, taking a Tupolev is just brave already, so that's that's pretty significant. Swappy, welcome. How are you doing? Ferdinand, hello Vlad. Good time for me. Greetings from Thailand. Ferdinand, great to see you here. I hope you're doing good, and I hope it's not too late there in Thailand. So great to see you here. And LKSZX7. Hey guys, I'm offering what? Dude, sorry, but you will not offer anything, please. I don't accept any kind of trade stuff here. So I think that's against the policy, so please do not spam these kinds of messages. That's against the policy of just having add-ons, and it's not really cool, so please don't do that here. Aviator, hey! How are you doing? Are you the American 777? You might be. Anyway, so yeah, I kind of missed the point of doing the walk around, by the way, because it's just having these airplanes around me kind of looked more cool than it was. We now have ATC. We are of course on VATSIM, so if you want to join us, feel free to do so. I'm gonna come into the airplane now, and I want to start loading the box. I want to start loading everything, load the plane. It will not take too much time, but I want to get going. I want to depart in 24 minutes. So as usually, we have our departure time 30 minutes after the stream start. And nice sound there. We've got Swappy, that's been a sponsor for 2 months. Dude, thank you very much for supporting me here and becoming a crew member. I see you're now an avid simmer, so congratulations on your upgrade. And once again, thank you very, very much. All right, starting with the basics. Airplane is completely cold and dark. So as you can see, I mean, if you look at it, this is like 777. Just the FMC gives it away, and probably the mask position. But it looks very much like the 777. But then if you go up and you just show this panel, this is exactly like, okay, this is 767. So it's funny. It's definitely like a conversion. Alright, but let's start with the basic. Parking brake is set, engines are cut off, we've got this off, flaps and spoilers are retracted, we've got the gear down, and the wipers are off, so external power is connected. I'm going to power up the battery first, and I'm going to put these on. Kind of a bummer that these buttons are always off. And I'm going to power that up. We're going to turn on position lights. We're going to turn on emergency lights so everybody on the plane knows where the exit is. And I'll probably let it power up for a little bit and then I'll finish the flow. While it does that, here's my suggestion. Let's go and watch what do we have prepared for today. So SimBrief it is. Starting with this, let's check the weather first. I want to see some significant weather, whether we will have anything on there or not. We're going to be crossing a jet stream. It's fortunately not blowing into our face, so that's good. And what we have here, we have some icing. That's moderate icing. And I think nothing else. Oh, we've got a couple of volcanoes here. This is interesting. And our alternate is in, this is Bogota in Colombia. Weather sims overall pretty good. Some TCU, some shower and rain, but other than that, seems pretty calm. Okay. It falls down into the thunderstorms though. Of course, why not? Yeah, occasional CBs. Tops flight level full 50, and of course the icing, and we got some turbulence here. Interesting. I wonder if I put the SIGMATs here. Yeah, we're gonna have an ash tam probably. Volcanic ash, very interesting. Eruption Mount Sangay, position this. The volcanic ash cloud observed at 11:10 Zulu within this area. And it's moving, it's from surface to flight level 200, moving south at 5 knots, forecasted at 17 Zulu within this area. Very interesting. This is actually very good because we learn what is an ash tam, but then actually looking and reading some of them is completely different. So what we have here, Houston FIR convective, this is thunderstorm, but on our area of arrival seems pretty good. Let me see, weather radar. Yeah, looks like the weather actually will be good. Let's check forecast. We've got a probability, so this probability is still on. This is for today from 18 to 22. We've got a probability of 30%, wind 190 with 15 knots, visibility drops to 6 kilometers, thunderstorms and rain, scattered 1,600 CBs and scattered at 9,000. So who knows? Who knows? It can still grow. It's at 18. We are now at 16. So this will be effective in 2 hours, and it did not change during the day. I checked this on the morning. So yeah, Aviator, why did you do 2 go-arounds on the flight today? LPCP plane spotting. Good afternoon. How are you? Good to see you here, man. Alright, 2 hours and 30 minutes of flight time. This means that we're gonna have some study cam today. I will be working on my document there, that IFR document I've been doing. That's not just IFR, but yeah, I didn't get the chance to do anything else with it. So I want to do a bit more, and I'll use some cruise time for that. Alright, let's just check very quickly. Oh, we've got a real world ATIS. Oh, this is something new. I don't remember that we had this opportunity to actually see real world ATIS. So let's check it. Miami departure information, whiskey, fuel 3,500, good visibility, 29er, 89er. Departing runways, 8 left, 8 right, 9, and 12. I will probably blast off runway 9. It's going to be the best one for us. Departure frequency will be 123.9. Notice to airman, taxiway November closed between taxiway Zulu and Mike 2, and taxiway Papa closed between Zulu and Quebec 2. DHP, no idea what that means. VOR, no idea. Birds in the vicinity of Miami. All aircraft read back and hold short. Instructions and sign altitude. Advise information. Whiskey. Sounds good to me. So that'll be the no temps check. Let's just check very quickly the no temps here for our arrival. So obstacle 3 eliminated. Localizer. Okay, taxiway Bravo available. Okay. Taxiway 01, 03, 05, and 07 are closed. Interesting. Will this affect us? Yeah, it will. That's cargo. That's not for us. Okay, and runway 03 left, 21 left, closed. Daily between 4 and 10. Okay, so this does not affect us. Good, so no temps are fine. Flight plan is submitted. We've already got our departure clearance. So last thing I want to check here is, of course, the fuel and loading. So starting with final reserve and alternate, this is for us. It's going to be 8.2. It will be our diversion fuel. And block is going to be 2.1. Now I've added 1 ton, which is 14 minutes, essentially one go around, in case we get some funny weather, because we might get some funny weather as we just checked. Route seems fine. We will have a climb at the Point Jabir to flight level 370, so we'll have a step climb there, and our alternate route seems good as well, flight level 410. Alright, so 0 fuel weight 27.7, and takeoff weight 170.3 will be above landing, or max landing weight, which is important, of course, and fuel 21.6 sounds good to me. Now we are gonna be overweight, and that's gonna be it. Alright, good. I like everything what I saw. Very, very nice. Let's finish the flow now that the plane already powered up. So starting with the top part here, we're gonna put the IRSs to nav. Yaw dampers off. We're gonna put engine pumps on, and yeah, we've got accumulator pressure. The rest stays off for now. So here, that's already all checked. We don't need the lights. The emergency lights are on. Yeah, cargo heat, we're not gonna need that. That's fine, that's fine. Fuel, gonna leave it as is. Nothing here. Window heat comes on. No smoking to auto. We're gonna put this to auto as well, which is important. And Miami is probably like sea level. Oops. I did not import my charts. My mistake. Miami, please. Miami is sitting at 9 feet, so this is gonna be 10. Good. Auto 1 is set, logo lights not required. Leave that on. Scroll this to auto. Auto. Properly cold and dark. This gonna go to auto as well. Oh, sorry. Just gonna go auto. I'm gonna put all isolation valves on, leave the APU off for now, and engines on. Good. Fantastic. Plan mode, range 40. We're gonna do data on. We are in inches of mercury, and we want to go with 2989 here on the altimeter. So 2989 is set on all 3 sides. Let's pull FDs on and auto throttle on, auto brake to RTO. I'm gonna put terrain on the first officer side. We're gonna clear this, and coming up down here, remove that. We already have our transponder assigned, which is a squawk of 2175. We're gonna put it to transponding, and we are, well, we don't have anybody here, so I'm just gonna go .ctaf Miami. Frequency will be 118.3. Oh, interesting, it's already there. Good, so I'll put here 122.8 for the standby. Change that. Let's load the plane now, get our tablet here. And starting with the 0 fuel weight. We want 127.7, so let me add a bunch of passengers. I think the maximum is 277, yep, and 0 fuel weight says 130. So let's adjust it now. Oh, I changed to the wrong number. So 250, 127.7, yeah, let's do 251 then. Perfect, good. No cargo weight for this. It's just the passengers for a nice CG here. 23 seems a bit too bad. 29 seems... I'll go with 29. I'll go with 29. Or we just upgrade a bunch of people to first class. Let's do that. Alright, fuel 21.6. Is that rounded up? No, so 21, yeah, I'll do 21.7. 6, we already did. Alright, loading the plane, that's good. Let's come here to the box. AirRack is active, the engine is correct. Let's do position in it. I'm just going to input Miami very quickly. Check that our position is very close to that. Yes, it is. Good. And starting from Miami, we go to Mike Papa Tango Oscar with flight Delta 411. 411, by the way, is the American one, the American flight number. So we stole that from American. LPSP plane spotting. Good to see you too. Espero que esteja tudo bem. Por aqui está tudo impecável, man. Espero que também estejas impec, que estejas a dar aí forte na mecânica. Aviator, the airport I was landing had 3.9 glide path angle and 20 knot tailwind, so I didn't slow down in time for 2 times and configured very late in my final approach. That's probably what you meant. Wow, man, 3.9 glide path angle and a 20 knot tailwind does not seem like fun. Were you supposed to do a circling? Because I'm pretty sure 20 knot tailwind is outside of the limits. Alright, departure, runway 9, we're gonna go via the Maynard something. Maynard 3, and we'll be departing via Fundy. Transition, so I'm gonna activate this execute. We're gonna go next page from Fundy, we'll go to Uniform Mike 335 via Arnell. Then we proceed direct to SECMA. And then proceed direct, I mean not direct, but we have an arrival, so let's actually load that up already. Right now I have runway 21 right, which is the one I want, so that's excellent. Arrival, RNAV 21 right, there is an RNAV Zulu, but this one is authorization required, and I'm not sure that this airplane can do it, so we'll just do the normal RNAV. It's an LNAV only, so we only have lateral guidance, but because the airplane is smart and has VNAV, we can still get some vertical guidance. So we're good. So I'll do that, and we'll do via Super to Charlie from Well, this is the one that I have to check myself. From a super it goes to Usani, but I want to check if that's the correct one. RNP 21 Usani. Yep, that's it. Alright, good. So that's inserted, executed, and done. Performance in it. Snacks, did you speak in the tongue of Mordor? you mean Portuguese? Did it sound weird? Did it sound weird? Sing Crash Flyer, looks who's here. Hey, I hope I'm in time to board. Yes, you are, Sing Crash Flyer. I told you that we would be waiting for you, so you are absolutely in time. Welcome, and I hope you are in a good mood. I hope you finished up work just fine. Alright, let's see. 0 fuel weight, just confirming that it is correctly loaded up. Yes, it is. Our final reserve was 8.2. which is quite a lot. Insufficient fuel. It's sensing 10,000. What the hell? Interesting. The plane is loaded. Let's retouch the load then, because we need more than 10 tons. That's absolutely correct. Everybody's on board. All right, guys. So we've got a delay here, and the fueling truck did not put the right amount of fuel. And it's actually not doing it. I have the fuel truck in. I've set the fuel weight, but it's not doing anything. The plane is loaded. Dude. $21. Alright, let me try retouch. Reload, unload some packs and cargo on the loaded plane. Do I really have to unload everything? Looks like so. Crap. Well, I hope this is gonna be fast. It's gonna be fast. Snacks. Because he whispered, so I didn't catch that. Yeah. Well, that was Portuguese, probably. Sinker Slayer, nice. Yeah, weekend and 764. Good, man. That's great. I'm happy for you. Okay, so let's hope now it will load the plane and the fuel. There we go. We're loading correctly, so that's great. And that means we can finally start doing other stuff. Average wind on a cruise is going to be 276 with 42. Thrust limit. Thrust limit. Guys, I think it is safe to admit we might do a toga, but I am a little bit worried that perhaps we overcooked the engines. So I want to see, can we do a derated? It says 45. Let's see. Yeah, we have a small derate here, and I probably would go for that. 104.5. And then we would do climb 2 for noise abatement. And once we get a bit further away, I'll switch to climb, and we're going to be climbing like a rocket. How about that? I think it's a good one. Said this, I think this is going to be flap 5 speed. Yeah, 142, 149, 158 sounds good to me. Is the plane fully loaded now? Yeah, plane is loaded, the weight is correct, and 21.6 is on board. Fuel is on, seatbelt sign is on. Good. Alright, before that, let me just check something here very quickly. Yes, that's correct. 45, climb 2, take off flaps 5, CG27 with trim of 2.5 seems reasonable, and V speeds of 42, 49, and 58. And we'll do an acceleration altitude of 800. So that sounds good. 158. That's set. LNAV, VNAV is going to be armed. And do we have an initial climbing altitude? Maintain 5,000. So 5,000 it is. And we'll be initially on runway heading 092. So that is set. And let's just scroll through the flight plan very quickly, so we can check that this corresponds to what we have on the chart, and it does Maynard, McClaw, and then to Fundy. And then here it all seems good. We have a little discontinuity. I'm going to clear that, and it all seems fantastic. Brilliant. As you can see here already, look at the alignment of the runway. The runway is aligned like that, and we will be approaching from here because there is a lot of terrain right here. So we will have to disconnect, fly visually and manually quite early to be factual, and align ourselves with the runway and then land. So if it's gonna be windy, it will be absolutely fun. Okay, good. I did everything. Let's because we have everything, let's actually power the hydraulics. I'm gonna put everything on auto, and I might start the APU. It probably is a little bit hot. Perhaps this is fun as well, because on the 777 you got all the buttons, and on this one you don't have, but you have the flight controls, which is like on the 777, and the gear looks very much like it, and the engine indication. But then I don't know, it is definitely fun. It is definitely fun. Alright, let me just check all of this. Clear, clear, and good. So let me find here my 767 checklists. Can we check the mask? Yeah, we can. Fantastic. It's at emergency, so that's good. Alright, pre-flight checklist. Oxygen tested 100%. Pressurization mode selector was set to auto 1. Flight instruments, we got heading 316 and 316 on both sides. With QNH 2989 set reading 20 feet on 3 sides. Pocket brake is set, fuel control switches are cut off, gear pin is removed, pre-flight checklist is complete. So that is very good. I'm going to be starting the APU. I'm going to put the beacon light on already. And I'm going to start closing doors, connecting the tug, do all that stuff. I'm going to remove the chocks as well, and remove this, remove that, airplane, close all. We're going to call better pushback, start pushback please.
Hey Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
There it goes, the 737. That looks like Delta. Oh, Snacks, you might want to push first, otherwise I'll cut you off.
Captain, your toe's coming.
Let me see, what airplane is that? That's Delta, Delta Retro. Nice. Alright, and that's set up. We don't have an alternate, but... Oh, and the frequency, wait, the frequency for the... No, wait, what? Stand by. Yeah, the frequency for the ILS would be automatic as well on this one. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Okay, I think it would be time to say we could go and do a departure briefing, so that we have a good picture in our mind. And for that, I need to open up this, do that, and then do it like this. Are you guys ready?
Alright, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Yeah, that's actually a lie. You're lying because we're still with the GPU connected, and I will be disconnecting the GPU. Now you can go and do that. I'll be detaching the jetway as well. Oh boy, that's loud. Alright guys, departure briefing. Are you ready? Let's go for it. So we're flying Boeing 767. It's just too loud. Alright, there we go. We're flying Boeing 767-400ER, flight Delta 411 Heavy. No temps are checked, the weather is fine. Here for Miami is absolutely fantastic. Just a tiny bit of wind, good visibility and all that stuff. Anti-ice should not be required. I'll use the weather radar on my side.
Toes connected,
anyway.
bypass pins inserted. Go and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Yeah, stand by on the thing. So yeah, we are right here on Concourse Golf. We'll be pushing back facing towards the south, and then I'll get myself out here towards Tango, then taxi all the way through Tango. Oh sorry, no, never mind, it actually should be Sierra, so we'll turn left on Papa and then go cross runway 30, 12, and then continue towards Sierra 1 for full length runway 09. Runway is dry. Wind is 1508 at 8, so slight crosswind from the right. We'll be departing with flex 45. Flaps 5, V speeds 42, 49, and 52. And departing via the Maynard 3 departure. This is page 10-3 hotel from 27th of November of 2025. A couple of notes for us. Airport elevation is 9 feet. We require RNAV 1, so we comply with that. That's all good. Transition altitude, of course, is 18,000 when we are in the US. Radar required, jet aircraft only. Additional requirements of attention to all users page. We could actually check that. Let's see that. So Maynard 3, accelerate to 50 knots until leaving 10,000 if unable, advise the ATC, so we'll do that. And for runway 9, we climb on heading 092 to intercept course 136 to Boulder, then on track 183 to Mint, then on track 192 to Room, then on track 215 to cross altitude at or above 5,000. Top altitude is going to be 5,000. From Ostia on track 202 to Maynard, then on side transition maintain 5,000, expect clearance to find altitude within 10 minutes after departure. We do have a climb restriction here, not a climb restriction, sorry, a climb gradient, 500 feet per nautical miles, so we will be absolutely complying with that, which is great. And checking here visually, Ostia is the only altitude restriction for us to keep ourselves above 5,000. Now, radio navs will be not required. This is all RNAV, no special considerations. MSA for us is going to be 2,900, so if something goes wrong, we're just going to keep straight ahead towards the ocean. And speaking of not normals, abnormals, RTO below 80 knots, we're going to stop for anything. Between 80 knots and V1, only significant malfunctions like engine fire, engine failure, wind shear alert, pilot incapacitation, or anything else that will affect the safety of the flight. I will call reject. I'll pull the thrust to idle, apply maximum reverse. In case the auto brake doesn't work, I'll apply maximum manual braking. Stop the airplane on the runway, set the parking brake, call cabin crew attention on the stations, and then advise UTC and assess the situation. In case the failure will happen after V1, we're going to continue straight ahead, climbing to 3,000 feet, and we'll be coming back for the LS runway 9, so that's gonna be it. But first, straight ahead, 3,000 over the ocean, deal with the problem, and then come back. We are overweight, as we already checked, so that's gonna be a consideration for later on. But other than that, seems all fantastic. Now, let me check here some cargo. That's EASA. There we go. This is what I want. This is what I want. I want to pin this. We are here on Gulf 12. I'll be pushing back here on this, then right on Papa, left on Sierra, cross runways, and then through Sierra all the way down there. Good. Now, we had a note there regarding credential requirements on attentional users page. This could be here, maybe? Nope. This one. Alright, let's see. RNAV departure attention to all users page. Pre-flight aircraft capable of conducting terminal RNAV procedure should expect an RNAV clearance if unable to accept the RNAV clearance. Yeah, that's all. Check before takeoff. Ensure departure runway sign is in place on navigation display. Yeah, that's all fine. Line up takeoff. Expect takeoff clearance from ATC will include RNAV to... Yep, okay. After takeoff, unless try to fly heading by ATC, engage lateral navigation flight guides practical not later than... Wow, not later. Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And flight departure, strict compliance. Specific information. Simultaneous departures. Should expect to fly. Alright, so we read that. Nothing significant. That's the brief complete. We are aware of all the things. Good. Very good. So we have everything connected. Beacon light is on, seatbelt sign is on. Let's do before start checklist. Fuel, we've got 21.6 on board. And speaking of that, let's put some bleed on. Passenger signs are on. The windows are closed. They are so closed we can't open them. The MCP, we've got V2 158, heading 092 and altitude 5000 with LNAV, VNAV is armed. We've got takeoff thrust 45 assumed and 142, 149 and 158 with a thrust reduction acceleration at 800. City pre-flight is completed, rudder and aileron. We've got 0 here, we've got 0 here, and that's going to be a taxi takeoff. Brief is complete. Flight deck door will be closed. Whoops, not this one. Oh boy, wait, it should be on the overhead, right? That's unlocked. Okay, it's locked, so that's good. And red anti-collision light is on. Before start checklist complete. So let's see if we have anybody here. No, Snacks went for it already, so brakes are released.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Alright, we're clear to start. We're 7 minutes late due to the fuel truck. I am, of course, joking. But we're doing good. Okay. I need my clock. I need my clock to be started. My timer and timer on. Alright, good to start. So let's go packs off. I believe we have still to do that. Right engine to ground. Power is on and 2 is rising. That's 20%. Fuel on. That was a nice start. Not too bad, by the way. I am running the FTSIM sound pack. It's all the same. All the same. Aviator, I didn't do circling approach. The wind, not straight tailwind, was a combination of crosswind and tailwind, so I thought I can land safely with RNAV approach, so I landed with minus 290 feet per minute or something. Okay, sounds good. Stormy, what is this cursed 777 cockpit? That's kind of well said. Alright, starting 2. That rises real fast. There's 20.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Brake set, clear, disconnect.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
That is a good start. Slowly stabilizing. 746 the evolution. Yeah, it is different. It is different. Aviator, you're gonna be taking off from 8 right. Okay. And Secret Flyer, you have a number for the fuel truck guy. Yeah. It's gonna pay the bill. Alright, it seems like it's stabilizing, so let's go APU off. I'm gonna go off. Actually, this one stays on, sorry. Please close. Close this. Packs on. Flaps 1 and 5. Set. And before taxi checklist, just wait for the hand signal. I missed the flaps sound, by the way. Lovely flap sound. I also really like the way the wing looks. It looks different from the normal 7.6 300 and 200. And I really like it. Before taxi checklist, anti-ice is not required. Left and right isolation valves are off. Recall is checked. We've got only the parking brake. Auto brake is RTO and ground equipment is clear. Before taxi checklist is complete. Alright, let's go. Lights on, brakes off, clear left, clear right, off we go. Is the timer on? Yeah, it is. I need to stop this one, reset it, and let's go. Plane is taxiing. Do a bit of a brake check here. Oop, that was a bit too much. And both sides work just great. Alright, checking left side's clear again. Yes, it is. Right side is clear again. And we're gonna have a long straight, so I will use that to check our flight controls. Remember, we were required to turn right here onto Papa, and then left through Sierra, cross runways, and then yeah. Oh god, my joystick is not in a good position. Alright, this is Papa, let's turn there, and I believe that should be Sierra. Or that could be Tango. No, that could be Tango, that should be Tango, we need the next one. And it's clear right again. Yeah, that's Tango. Sierra is next, so I was correct. Looks like I have a very large plane right there. Ah, no, that's just a building. I thought it was a tail of a plane. Aviator, when the 777 and the 767 had a child. Yeah. Or a little brother. Yeah, Syncrash Flyer. I agree. Clear right, clear left. I really like the way taxis. Taxi's kind of smoother than the triple. Alright, so checking runways. That's clear there, that's clear there. Let's gonna put this up for TIRA already. Strobes on. Miami traffic Delta 411 heavy is crossing runway 1230. Miami traffic. Ah, that was next departing. Let's take a picture. Bam, and there he is doing the turn. All right, we can get up to some speed. I feel like my pedal brakes, my steering is not working very well. This is the centered position. He's turning right. Anyways, let's leave the runway and then I'll recalibrate them. Now we are on the right position. Clear left, clear right. Anti-collision off, I'll keep the TCAS. Let's do flight control check. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral. Let's do rudder. Full left, full right, neutral. Good. Flight controls are checked. I'm gonna put the weather radar for me. Clear right, clear left. Oh, good. Syncrash Flyer, which joystick are you talking about? Me? Sorry. Snacks, yes, and off we go, full throttle, full power. I don't know what are the noise abatement things you were talking about. You know what? The thing is, in the Tupolev, even if you would do the noise abatement, I don't really think it would make any difference, to be fair. Because that's a very, very loud airplane. I'm still amazed from that Antonov 12 that flew by me yesterday at flight level 250, and it sounded louder than an Airbus A400 from the German military that did a couple of circlings over my city at 6,000 feet. So that was fun. Airbus 7373. What did you use for the takeoff performance calculations for this thing? Airbus, welcome. I used the combination of what SimBrief has, because now SimBrief has that automatic not automatic, but a dedicated performance calculation for takeoff and landing. So I use that to get the flex, but I don't use the speeds from there. I trust more the speeds that we get from the airplane here. So I use the flex from the from Livery, which was flex 45, and then I inputted the speeds that this airplane assumed with the flex 45. So I hope that helps. This is how I kind of been doing it on the airplanes that don't have a dedicated performance tool, like the TOLIS or the FlightFactor 777. And clear right, clear left. Almost doing Southwest taxi speeds. Snacks, I won't be able to take off, yes. Snacks, like the A400, it's noisy. The N12 is more noisy. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I don't think the A400 is noisy. Like, it sounded fine for the size of it, clear right. It sounded completely fine for the size of it. And it was actually more discreet than the N12, because I felt like an idiot, because I was sure that there was some turboprop circling the city, because the noise was just on and on and on, and it was very, very close. And I was looking like, where is the guy? Where is the plane? I think I spent like a minute just looking up in the sky, and I went, okay, screw it, I'm gonna go into the flight radar, perhaps it's something military. And then I see that, and I'm like, flight level 250, okay, yes, that's why I don't see it. But it's ridiculous, the amount of sound there. By the way, I don't think I heard you on frequency. You are absolutely correct, because I forgot to pull this here, and because I'm not on the right frequency for whatever reason. Aviator did the takeoff, good. We are approaching here our Sierra 1 holding point for runway 9. So we're gently slowing down here. Let's do before takeoff checklist. So takeoff briefing, straight ahead, right hand turn, RNAV departure, PAX will be auto, flaps 5, position, stabilizer trim. Oh, I didn't set that. I did not set that. So let me just park the plane here and stop the checklist, and then we will do it. Parking brake set, lights off for now. Alright, trim 2.5, yeah, that's not set for sure. Now it is. Oops. Alright, stabilizer trim 2.5 units set, speed brake lever disarmed, cabin secured. Before takeoff checklist is complete. Alright. Let's go, lights on, strobes on. TCAS TA, alright. Checklist complete, clear left, clear right. Just a quick check here on VATSIM. Nobody on approach, yep. Miami traffic, Delta 411 heavy, lining up runway 9 for departure, Miami traffic. Alright, cabin crew seats for departure.
And Miami traffic, American 761, under 15 mile final, ILS 09, Miami.
Okay, there's one guy on final. You guys are ready? Let's go for it. 9 mile final, yeah, we'll be fine. These engines really take a long time to spool up and spool down. It's a bit hard when it's unstable wind conditions. Anyway, and it's 40%, and that's going to be toga and timer on. And 1. First set. Speed is alive. There's 80 knots. Throttle hold. V1. Rotate. Nice and easy. Positive rate, gear up. LNAV. Goodbye Miami. Oh look, an MD-11. Miami traffic, Delta 411 heavy airborne passing 600 feet. There's the right hand turn. And 1 VNAV speed. Power reduction. Just past flap 5 speed. Beautiful. And fly it a little bit. It's actually nice to hand fly.
Miami traffic, American
Speed check, flaps 1.
5 miles. ILS 09. Miami traffic.
And speed check, flaps up. Right hand turn. No co-pilot here to help with the heading sync, unfortunately. There we are on speed. Trim it nicely. Beautiful. Alright, let's go autopilot 1, or command left. Lights off. After takeoff checklist. Packs. Auto. Gear. Up. There is no off here. Flaps. Up. No lights. Altimeters. The same. After takeoff checklist is complete. Synchronize the heading. Alright, and because we have no ATC, I'll continue to climb. Cruise altitude for level 350. And switch to Unicom. Also, we are over the water, so index, thrust limit. Actually, we were on that page. Let's put climb. And climb it goes. Past 5,000. Comply with the limits. It's a nice departure there over Miami. Miami City. Alright, here's a suggestion. How about we proceed direct to Fundy? Because there is no ATC and it's just gonna be easier. So direct to Fundy. Save some time, save some fuel. Continue to scroll to 350. 350 is set. That was nice. Airbus. Okay, I haven't flown this plane in a while, and last time I did sim brief didn't give takeoff performance for the 767-400. Okay, maybe it was when the sim brief didn't yet had that. I don't know. But I also have a custom airframe saved for this. I found it somewhere. Somebody did it for the FlightFactor. Maybe that does help. I'm not sure. But yeah, we're climbing like a rocket. I mean, we of course could have climbed a bit faster, but still, 3,000 feet a minute. It's not too bad. 10,000 lights off. We didn't have the wing lights nor the logo lights on. It's a pretty quiet airplane. It feels a bit weird. Outside view. Yeah, it looks cool. It looks cool. I don't know, but it looks cool. I like the sound as well. Snacks for me in Brussels, they're very noisy, especially the English ones. They must be full prop for takeoff. German, French, Belgian ones are more smooth. Interesting. I wonder what would be the reason for that. Perhaps a different procedure. I don't know. Today I'll be the last one to arrive, by the way, because I'm pretty sure Snacks you can go Mach 85 right on the Tupolev. It's a pretty fast airplane. Doesn't look like so, but it is. You can go pretty fast with that, right? And an aviator took off ahead of me, so I took off last, and like fast cruising speed on this one would probably be 081. 082 is right on the it's almost hitting the limit there. Sorry, I love X-Plane putting TGV in America and US freight trains in Europe. I think somebody actually asked them to change that because it was not completely realistic. Now the weather is so good. I'm gonna put off the seatbelt signs because there is really no need for them now. Snacks. Yep, seeing the BNSF in France is always funny. Willful, I butter this plane every day. Well, I wish I would do the same, but I feel like I'm gonna be smashing it off pretty pretty significantly on the runway there in Panama City. So we'll see how it does. We'll see how I do. I mean, the plane does fine. Right, we're doing good. Let me just check here the engines. Seems all fantastic. Chrono time. The chrono did not start. This is annoying. It's fine. We got our block time. We had 13 minutes. I know we went for departure. Let's say 14 minutes for block time. So we just checked that. Just add 14. That would be +8, so +8 whatever time we get here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, climbing pretty good, still 3,200. Thrust is not being set exactly to the maximum, supposed, but I can live with that. Sync Crash Flyer, I saw the co-pilot with Susie in the kitchen. Sync Crash Flyer, I see what you mean there. Now, Susie is a very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Ah, Jesus Christ, what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. She's a good flight attendant. Also, we crossed transition altitude a some time ago. So I'll change that to standard, and on all 3 sides it's reading the same. So we're now all set up for the cruise. Access data. Still access data. Alright, we'll leave this one here. Or I'll leave this one there, but some of the data is missing. Well, it's still better. Passing flight level 240. There, oh, that's a nice boundary there. Aviator, nice takeoff. The pitch inputs were very smooth. Thank you very much. Airbus, I'll go look for it. Thanks, man. I imagine SimBrief got an update and added this airframe takeoff data in it. Oh, it's possible. At least it gave me something like I could show you. So I went here to takeoff, and you can see that I have my own airframe, and then I just calculated and it gave me these values, and I used the thrust temperature 45. It gave me these speeds right here, which, I mean, they would be fine, but I prefer to take the ones from the airplane because I still feel like the ones that from the airplane are slightly better. So yeah, but it works. It's pretty okay. On the Zebo it works as well, pretty okay. So it's good. It's good that they added this because we actually missed that. Oh, Dark Lucinario, hi! How are you doing, man? I haven't seen you for a while. How are you doing? You've been struggling with X-Plane recently. Performance is just not good enough in your opinion. What are your system specs, man? I kind of been feeling that as well in some point, but it depends very much on the airplane, I have to say. And Aviator, you're gonna eat dinner, you'll be back. Have a nice dinner, man. Enjoy it. We'll be waiting for you. We have a lot of water ahead. And let me compare to VNAV and check optimum 340, max 390. So 3.5 for now seems like very good. So I'm gonna keep that one. I'm gonna keep that one for now. Stacks Explain has always been hard with performances. What are your FPS? If you have 30 stable all the time, consider that you have good performance. Yeah, that kinda makes sense. That's true. If you get 30, that's solid. More than 30 is just a blessing. Like, how much am I getting now? 32, 33. That's perfect. Native FPS is way too often around 30. Well, but the 30 is not bad. Another Tupolev future pilot. For me, 30 is a good base. To get more, you'll have to look for what is eating your CPU or GPU, like add-on plugins, scenery. If you fly your X-plane completely naked, what could be your FPS? Yep, I also been noticing that depends very much on what you have, and especially plugins. I think very much, or a lot of time, people actually think that, well, it's more related to scenery and airplane, and very much that's the case most of the times. But there are situations, places, and so on where the scenery, even if it's default, or if you are running it with map enhancement or Ordo for XP or whatnot, due to the mesh, because the mesh has like a bunch of vectors and your CPU has to process everything, or like what happens in Amsterdam due to all the water stuff and the canals and so on, it has like a bunch of stuff there to process, and then your FPS basically dies. And the plugins, of course, because sometimes we like to run those shaders or something else that's that's improving our visual stuff, and yeah, it can kill performance. And you know what I've been thinking? You guys remember that? I think it was a New Year flight. We flew to Key West, because Key West should be somewhere around here, right? I've probably been passed through it already. Wait. I thought there was a traffic there. Flight to Key West would be actually very interesting. Yeah, there it is. Perhaps we need to fly there again. How are we doing? Flight level 330, approaching. Nice climb at Mach 0.805. Even faster here. So that's good. That's very good. I'll be decreasing the vertical speed in a moment. So our level off is going to be smoother. Speed, vertical speed. And I can see Aviator there on my TCAS. That's 900 to go. Medlam, hey! How are you? Welcome to the stream, man. I hope you are in a good mood. We're just reaching our top of climb. And we're set up for a nice cruise. The weather seems fantastic. We'll be crossing the jet stream. Winds should be picking up soon, but should be coming from our right, no big deal. So far, seatbelt sign is off. For the passengers, no clear air turbulence is expected, funnily, which is weird because it's a jet stream, and jet streams are usually associated with clear air turbulence, but this one was actually not marked. Altitude capture. So yeah, we disabled the seatbelt sign nice and early for the passengers. And altitude hold. I'll switch back to VNAV. And we'll keep the speed like this for now. VNAV path. All seems good. Very good. How's our fuel situation? 18.1. We departed with 26? No, less. 21. We departed with 21.6. Yeah. So we've already burned through 3.5 tons. Wow. Let's check if that's what it says here. Yeah, use 3.5, so it's correct. And that's excellent. Leave the VNAV page here, flight plan page here, do a quick recall. Recall is checked, all's good. 18 minutes into the flight. Seems good. Dark Lucinary, the thing is, it drops too easily. Another thing too is that the textures never stay uncompressed, if you get what I mean. Oh yes, I know. I know it kind of, like, some parts of the textures just go blurry. Kind of like what I have here, but it's even worse. Yes, I understand what you mean. And I'm running a Ryzen 7 7800 X3D RTX 4070 Ti Super. How much VRAM does that graphics card has? Is it 8 gigs? Is it 12? Or is it 16? 64 gigs of RAM, that's nice, man. And QHD. QHD means that's 1080 or that's 1440p. And Snacks, you have a pretty buffy computer, should have easy more than 30 FPS. Yeah, I would agree with that, in fact, because I have a 2070 and it's outputting 30 FPS. Like I said, try without anything to your FPS, then try adding them one by one to see what's clogging your performance. There is no really an easy way to find that. And the reason it's upsetting is because people in Microsoft Flight Sim at least get texture for like 50 FPS, etc. native. Okay, I'll try that, it's just very time consuming. Dark Luminaria, tell me something. What are your graphics settings? Like, do you have the graphics slider on maximum? Do you have the scenery, like object density to maximum? Do you have like 3D vegetation stuff? Because that all eats quite a lot of performance. Also, I've been noticing Volanta was eating some performance for me at least. So perhaps if you remove that, you can gain some more. I think you should be able to come here to plugin admin, and it shows what is consuming your FPS the most, and it has everything here, like the biggest things. Snacks, you have a 4070 as well. That's awesome. That's a good card. There must be something wrong either in the sim or the PC. Checks for hidden process, maybe drivers, etc. Yeah, dude, like a 4070 Ti should work fine. That's really weird. I mean, this is 2070 and I'm streaming. By the way, I'll show you my settings very quickly. So, if you can grab a screenshot from this, grab a screenshot and try these just to compare if it gets better or not. But yeah, I found out that for me these settings kind of work. 16 gigs of VRAM, dude. Yeah, it should have no problem. Like 16 gigs is a lot. Synchronous Fire, I hate to say it, but I think your CPU is limiting your graphics. I had the same issue. After upgrading, it went away on an i9, and everything else stayed the same. Now I have easy 40 FPS even in the SSG and the CL650. Oh, that might be the reason, you know what? Because you guys remember, I've upgraded the CPU because the CPU was bottlenecking me for quite a long time, and I upgraded it, and I feel like my system right now is just holding this because of the CPU. We could do something. We could check it. Let's let me do it like this. Let's check it together. You know the website is Passmark, based with what is this? I think it should be this one. Yeah, should be able to see Firefox now. Let's use CPU Passmark. I want to compare it. So you said it was 77800 X3D, right? And I think it's a 59? No, which one do I have? I keep forgetting it. 59, yeah, it's a 5900X. This one, let me just compare. I mean, it's not a large difference from 34,000 to 38,000. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a difference, but not that much. But checking the graphics card, that's gonna be a huge difference. 2070 and 4070 Ti. And this is not even, you have the Ti Super then, because this one has 12 gigs of RAM, so probably have to add the other one. Let's do 4070 Ti Super. Yeah, that's it. I mean, this says a lot, right? It's literally double the performance. Holy cow, dude, I hope you can get it fixed, because you have a beefy card. Port 2070, holy shit. A very poor 2070. Oh my god. Alright, we are approaching. What are we approaching? We are approaching Cuba, I believe. Yeah, that's Cuba. Let's look outside of the window for a second. I haven't flown on these areas for a very long time, so it's actually very interesting to look outside of the window and just analyze the terrain. There's a bunch of pools there. Look at that. That's all pools, I think. Probably some hotel resorts. That's that was an airport some day ago. That should still be there. Probably just not loading. That seems like an interesting place to land. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we are running real weather in real time. So, finally, we're doing it. So beautiful. And there's the other airport. Yeah, that one seems to be loading. That one, this one, not so much. Let me do Shift 5. No, it's here. It's here. It's just very, very basic. Like, extremely basic. Mini craters. Where? Ah, you mean the pools, never mind, sorry. Yep. Oh, and this one seems like a pretty much square town. Very cool. We need to fly to Colombia. We need to fly there again with the 747. I'm still a little bit mad that we had that runway overrun with the Tupolev 154 in Pasto, and I feel like we should come back to it for a redemption flight. But I feel like if I'm gonna do it on a modern airplane like an Airbus or a Boeing, it's gonna be too easy. So if it's gonna be too easy, it's not worth it. So it has to be something that comes close to a Tupolev 154, at least in terms of system and navigation. Low-key, the CPU is very good. I want to upgrade, but that's too expensive for now, you know. Yep, prices for computer parts have been a little bit crazy, unfortunately. Oh, the wing flex is also not too bad on this airplane. It is not perfect, but it's not too bad. It's like it is slightly wobbly, like slightly turbulent, but perhaps not enough to put the seatbelt sign on. The sound is nice. I like the sound. Snacks. Tushka Tonkonten. Oh no. Nope. That's not gonna happen for two specific reasons. First, the Tupolev is a quite fast airplane, and Tonkontin is actually a quite short runway. So we took a 7.5 there, but the 7.5 can land very slow. Slower than a 7.3, and I could say slower than an Airbus, an A320. So, taking a Tupolev there would be string number 2 for runway overrun. I don't think I would do that, no. You could take the 720 by Shanxi. You know, that's the thing. I thought about it, but What's the developer that's building a 707? There is a developer building a 707. Nimbus. Yeah, Nimbus is building a 707, and I'm like, dude, it looks so good that I would rather fly the 707, you know. So I'm really just holding myself from flying the 720, but I like it very much. I just wish, I think the cockpit needs a tiny bit of work, perhaps some optimization, like a little bit of optimization. That airplane has some somewhat okay texturing, but in terms of performance, it is significantly heavier than, I would say, than even this 767, and that doesn't make sense to me, to be fair. And also, like, the sounds are not amazing. There is an F mod for it, and I tried speaking with the guy who made the F mod. That and this is like normal. This is what happens when you start to accelerate into the cruise and faster speeds. The engine sound becomes less pronounced, and you hear the wind much more pronounced. And what happens with that F mod is that, let's say you set takeoff thrust, and you hear the engine noise, which is good, and then you start climbing, you start accelerating, you start to hear the wind, but you never really have that engine noise fade out. And I spoke to him, I gave him like a couple of videos of the 707, like old recordings and so on, to show him that this is what happens, and this is what happens across all airplanes, because it's physics. The airplane flies faster, and that's how the noise is perceived, but he didn't want to change it because he said that it didn't feel realistic to him. So, fair enough. There's nothing I can do for it, so, yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do, unfortunately. I mean, I fly with that F mod, and last time we flew it, what I did, I just put the engine sound to like 10% or whatever during cruise, because otherwise it's just, your ears will bleed from listening that much engine noise. It sounds cool, but it's like, okay, for a minute, and that's just enough. I don't have the Siva INS, I never bought it. Also because I got later the Philly 747-200 and it comes with it, so I just thought, why would I get an extra thing, which I fly very, very rarely. Also, I need to relearn it because I have a very cool flight, actually a series of flights that happened, historical flights, to do on the 747, and I think the best way to do them would be with the Siva, with the INS. So I need to relearn it again, because I already forgot. I learned it, and then I forgot it, and now, yeah, it's just... Yeah, but I need to relearn it to make those videos, because I think it's going to be a very, very cool video. What's next? Flying empty. Well, that is a possibility, but I don't think it's... it gives you kind of a purpose, you know? Like, what I could do is 747-200 to Medellin, because they actually did that. There are pictures of them flying the 747-200 into Medellin, and that's crazy because that place is very tight. We actually flew there on that stream, on the Tupolev stream, and yeah, there I would probably have to bring a little bit less passengers for sure, but I kind of don't want to repeat that because that one went successful and it's fine. So yeah, we'll see. Let's fly the 134 to Bhutan. Bank angle check. You know, now that you bring it up, I actually am planning to fly there very soon, because you know what's the fun part? I never flew there. I literally never flew there. I did a couple of practice runs now, so I can say that I flew there for practice. Of course, because that's a difficult place. I don't think it's realistic to just go there and get it right from the first try. There is you have to study the terrain. I watched the video. I started with just watching the videos, like, okay, what is the charts? What charts do I have? So I checked the charts, and funny thing, Navigraph does not have the charts for that place. You actually have to go to the real-world AIP and take the charts from there. So I took the charts from there to see all the RNAV arrivals. And essentially, like, you have you have 3 arrivals into Paro, and all of them will put you not into a descent position for the runway, so you will have to do something for yourself. And that's kind of like a place where you actually fly visually and actually put your plane where you need to put it, which is very fun, because it kind of is, you know, I don't know, even Innsbruck, St. Martin, what else? Queenstown in New Zealand, what else? Lhasa, where we flew in Tibet, Kathmandu. Yeah, it's kind of like Skardu in Pakistan when we flew there. It's more like a Skardu where you have no waypoints, you have no guidance support from the visual, and the mountains and the valleys. So you have to know the valleys, you have to know which altitude you have to be at every turn, or at least at a distance from the airport to be more or less stabilized. And that's how you do it. And I find that extremely interesting. So I'm looking very forward to making that flight for you guys. And I'm going to tell you this, I want to do it in multi-crew. So I'm basically waiting for Emil. He's been a bit busy now. I'm basically waiting for him so he can hop on a multi-crew and fly Kathmandu to Paro and back as they do in real life. So yeah, it's a very, very interesting place. And compared with Skardu, you know, here's the thing, I think Skardu, I don't remember if Skardu is higher in terms of elevation, but Skardu is in a larger and a wider valley, so you have a little bit more space as you come in and you do the descent and all the turns. In Paro, once you start the descent and you enter the valley, unless you are in a very specific position to do a 180, there is no easy way of doing 180s there. In Skardu you can kind of half-ass it and you have a bit more space all around you to do stuff, but Paro is quite significantly more unforgiving, and that's interesting, I have to admit. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Snacks, you did the Bhutan Paro with the 134 years ago in the dark? Are you crazy? With the terrain radar? Dude. Snacks, I have a custom F-mod made by FC Sim years ago that I adapted to the 720. Engine sounds are better, cockpit sounds too. I just need to understand how the coordinates work. Which coordinates exactly? But that would be interesting. Actually, perhaps sending him a message, just to FTSim and saying, hey dude, could you just like do a super basic engine sound, wind sound thing? Because like cockpit switches and so on, I think it's relatively fine. It's just like, I don't know, dream wheel, autopilot disconnect, and yeah, it's like engine and wind. There's not much more apart from that. So Snacks, it takes 2 minutes to learn the Civ INS. Well, I hope so. I'll be definitely coming back to that. You know, I don't want to do it now because I still didn't do my CPL exam, and there's a lot of stuff that they can ask you, and it's also good that you are proficient on the airplane that you are flying on. So I already unfortunately had this where I have so many airplanes in my head that I start mixing stuff, and that really scared me because it's simply not good. It's not acceptable, and I don't like it. It's not correct. So I'm trying to be a little bit more aware of how busy is my head, if you understand what I mean. So right now I refuse to learn anything new until I complete my CPL, and then I will be able to hop into it and relearn it. I know it's not complicated, I just need to remember this sequence of things, like how it is. Like, yes, you do the alignment, then you have to insert the coordinates, and the way you input coordinates is always the same. I just need to remember how do I do that, and then you insert the maximum amount of 9 waypoints, and then you kind of scroll through them, and then you can drag to them, and yeah, there are like a couple of options. I remember vaguely that, so we'll see. Sim Crash Flyer, do you also have the 747-200 cargo? No, I ended up not getting that yet, for a reason, because I spent all my budget on something else, which I haven't yet posted directly. I think I never posted it yet directly on the Discord or on the channel here, because the airplane is still incomplete in some aspects. It's a very nice airplane, but yeah, I kind of just went for something else. But I am curious about the cargo. It might come up later, definitely, because I think it's cool to have a 747 cargo. Snacks, how do rides car do? Just how Stormy wrote it to you in chat. I'm sorry, I've been trying to reply to everything, so I take a little bit of time to reply to the messages, so the messages come faster than I reply to them. So thank you, Stormy, for yeah, that's in Pakistan, Snacks, and if you fly there, you will absolutely love it. It's beautiful, but I believe there is nothing there. There is no VOR beacon, no NDB. No, perhaps there is an NDB, but I'm not sure. It's a very, very interesting place to go. Stormy, I had the lucky chance to visit Bhutan in real life. Wow, really? Paro is quite the ride in, with mountains above the wing level plus mountain waves making it a bumpy approach. Yep. And on my test rides, like the first test rides I did were on purpose, no wind, clear skies, perfect conditions, and it already felt like I need to anticipate things properly. And if you don't anticipate, if you don't put the airplane where it needs to be, it is very hard to get it back on track because the margins are very tight. A couple of days ago I did the ride with real weather, and it is different. It is different, like, because X-Plane simulates all the lift coming from the ridges and downdrafts and bumps and all that stuff. Yeah, dude, you kind of like, those inputs are almost constant. You really need to watch your vertical speed as you do the turns and all that. It's very, very interesting. Alright, we crossed Cuba. We should be able to see a couple of islands. One of them should be called Grand Cayman, and the other one Cayman something else. Cayman Islands, perhaps? Yeah, we're gonna have one on the left side, one on the right side, and then we'll be flying straight until pretty much entering Costa Rica. Not Costa Rica, Jesus Christ. What am I... until Panama. Yeah, that's gonna be it. We're gonna be crossing over the country. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a cool approach. Alright, Habir will be flight level 370. Did we cross it already? We might have crossed him already. Let's see our VNAV here. Optimum 340, I'll keep 350 for now, seems like good altitude. So we'll be. Dude, that must be quite an adventure, Stormy. Did you feel difficulty because of the elevation, like difficulties in breathing and all that stuff? I know that some people that are more susceptible to that, they can feel like very, very bad. Snacks, the coordinates for the clicks, like when you click a switch on the left, but you hear it on the right. Ah, okay, I see. Okay. I did try to contact him twice, never responded. Oh. Okay. But in 2020, when he was more active, I asked him to adapt the sounds of the Wasp engines for the L-18 from the DC-3. Okay. Well, I think he's still outputting stuff, in fact. Mixing stuff happens real quick. I'm so used to Tushka that when I flew the 737 last week, I was looking for the VOR on the on the overhead. Oh yeah, yeah. So that's why I'm kind of like, okay, I have to be careful, especially because I'm flying in real life, and I don't think like a mandatory, like a life crucial thing, I would miss it. But essentially, somebody asked me, like I was asked, so describe to me the emergency extension of the Tecnam P2006, and I swear to God, I read that a couple of times. It's a very incomplete explanation in the flight manual, but I read it. And I later remembered that yes, it has 2 valves and so on and blah blah blah, but there, under stress, my mind just blanked out, and you know what I said? I just said the A320 gear extension, that it's located on the pedestal, you have to pull it and then rotate like 3 times or whatever, and the instructor was looking at me like, what the hell is this guy saying? Is he mad or not? And then like a couple of minutes later, we go into the airplane, I sit my ass into the airplane, and I look at the damn thing, at the cover for the gear emergency, right between my legs. And I'm like, oh my god, like everything clicked. And I'm like, oh shit, I just told him the 320 gear emergency extension position, and that you have to pull the gear lever down, and oh my god, so it was a mess. Since then I'm trying to be a bit more careful, but it's fine. I think it's fine. It's nothing like crazy. Of course, if it would happen in real life, like a gear problem, we would of course went around, used our checklists, used our QRH, and there will be no problems with that. So but it's real, man. Sometimes it's just too many airplanes, and I try to avoid now learning too complex airplanes. And the 154, the 134 are painfully complex airplanes, and not in a way that it's intuitive, you know, like the 747-200, you guys were right, it is not as bad. The engineers panel makes sense, and it's basically what we have today on the modern airplanes, but manual. So, and it's well organized, it has nice graphics, all of that. So it's not complex. You kind of like you have all the same logic of things. The 134, 154, Jesus Christ, I cannot stand that. So I don't know. Aviator, I hope your dinner went well. Welcome back. I have a recording of the power approach in the 134 somewhere, but it's the flight data recording, not the sim. Well, I think that's a suggestion for you to do it again. At least we're going to be amused. And there's one of the islands, and there is the other island. Right there. Cool. So we will be amused for sure by watching your your power landing. I have a secret plane. It's not a secret plane. It's a really nice airplane. I enjoyed it very much, and I think you guys will enjoy it as well. And I'm saving it for a proper fly-in. Like I want to organize. I'm gonna say it out loud here. I want to organize a fly-in. I want to invite everybody here and invite even more people from like Reddit, Facebook groups, etc. To make like a very cool fly-in with general aviation airplanes, or with general aviation airplanes. So somewhere with very cool scenery, some nice views, nice airports, where we could actually legitimately have fun. So I don't know, if we could get like 5, 6, 7 people, that would be awesome. Something like what we did in the Grand Canyon, which ended up happening. There was 5 or 6 of us in total, and that was really cool. And I want to kind of do it again, but with more people, because I think it's fun, it's great, and then everybody, because it's going to be VFR, everybody will have to coordinate between each other, and of course it might be a little bit messy sometimes, but I think it can be really cool, really fun. So yeah, I'm waiting because the airplane has some to-dos. It's really nice, but it has some to-dos, and I let the developer know, and he's working on it. So I'm gonna be waiting for the fix. Once they do the fix and post everything, and I feel like the airplane, okay, I feel comfortable flying this airplane in the live stream in the public, and doing something with it on VATSIM, and knowing that I will not have any problem with it. Yeah, then we'll do it. I still have some stuff to prepare. I want to do like a proper guide for everybody, so I can send you like the guide, and you will be able to know that yes, this is the flight, this is the route, this is what I have to know, this is where I have to communicate, this is like the entry procedure for that airport. So it's like, it should be not only fun, but also a good learning experience for VFR flying, because I feel like there is a lot of people who really are just afraid of VFR, because flying IFR is somewhat easy, right? You come into the airport, you taxi. Sometimes the taxi is the most complicated thing, because it is just, well, it can be too lengthy or too many different intersections or so on. Or you could have like different clearances to cross runways and so on. But flying IFR is easy, right? You just put your SID, you have your route, you have your star, you have your approach. The autopilot flies it. You've got your magenta line, or even if you are doing something like a VOR, you have instrument approach plates, which depicts all the tracks, all the distances, all the altitudes, so you kind of are used to having a guidance. And when you're flying VFR, there is really no guidance sometimes. I mean, there is some partial, but it's very, very different from an IFR. So for instance, you have to know some terrain. You have to know, like, okay, I need to be over that visual reporting point because there is a bridge there, and or there's like a building, a big building there, or perhaps it's a small mountain, or it's a small lake, or something else, or it's a crossing of 2 roads, and your navigation becomes very, very different. And I feel like most of the people are a little bit afraid of just trying that and experiencing that, or even better, like an airfield which has no procedures at all. Like, so what do I do? Because, okay, I take off, and now what? Where do I fly? How do I fly? What are the rules? And yeah, I want to try to get more people interested in experiencing VFR. Not in a difficult way, of course, but in an easy way and in a fun way. Snacks, you'll use the NVU then. You cheeky. That's cheating. Aviator, glad you can see me from your TCAS. Yes, I can. You are like within 40 miles from me, so that's excellent separation. What is your speed, by the way, Aviator? Because I'm holding Mach 0.805. I'm gonna open that simulator. I want to see where snacks as well. My VATSIM radar for whatever reason is not opening, and it opened. So let's see, where are we? Here we are. Oh yes, Nex is quite ahead of us. Wow. Yeah, I'm literally 3 knots faster than Aviator. Aviator, if you can just pump up that speed like by 0.1 Mach. That would be excellent. No, wait, never mind. Where's Snacks? Oh, here it is. Never mind. I can see you. I can see you now. You're flying a different route. Okay, now I understand it. Now I understand it. Aviator, yeah, I tried the 154 and it was like a final boss of old school planes. Wait until you try the 134, because to be fair, I think the 154 is not terrible. It is complex, but it's not terrible. And a lot of systems are simplified, like the APU can hold the entire plane without shutting down, because you just overloaded it. And there is more things that I can't remember, like probably the autopilot is more advanced. Overall, like it's simpler. 134 is a pain, but the funny thing is, I somewhat remember how to fly the 134, not the 154. I guess the 134 was a very traumatic experience. Alright, sorry, I skipped some messages. Your speed is Mach 0.8. Snacks, perhaps you could fly faster. A bit faster than that. That'd be better. Climb is slow, pitch plus 10 degrees, what gives me around 2,000 feet per minute initially. Stormy, I don't think I felt any difference, but yeah, maybe it depends person to person. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I remember, I think the first time, like, I heard things about it. Cooler spoke about this when she went to Cusco, which is like 7,000 feet, I think. She said that when she was walking from the plane to the terminal, she was already tired, like she felt tired by just going that small distance with the bags. So yeah, and I remember I like to watch, not lately, but I used to watch, I am still subscribed to him, because I'm a photographer still, and I like photography, and there is this channel called Thomas Heaton. It's the name of the guy. He's a great dude, does some great photography, sometimes not so great, but mostly great. And I remember he did a series where he organized a trip to Himalayas to do a photo trip, like with people and so on. And then he felt, he got altitude sickness. And I remember watching the video, and you could see it in his face that it was really bad. And like on a later stage of the video, he said that he saw a doctor there somewhere, and the doctor basically told him, either you now start descending, and you'll be fine, or you keep, or you'll be, you can continue, and then the helicopter will have to pick you up. So yeah, I believe it depends from people to people. On a side note, care pilots are chill as hell and let me into the cockpit for a while during cruise. Memorable. During cruise? Whoa, dude, that must be amazing. From where did you fly? Did you fly from Kathmandu? Oh man, the views from there must have been just incredible. Aviator Vlad, you should fly rotate MD-80. You know, I thought about it, but it's kind of like it's one of those cockpits where there is a mix of a lot of stuff, and I don't know if I want to do it, to be fair. Like, it's somewhat of an interesting plane, but I don't know, I think it's gonna be, again, too much to learn. And also, I'm just not a fan of Douglas planes. I like the DC-3. Like, I don't mind flying the DC-3, but it's a large Cessna with 2 engines, 2 radial engine, and it sounds amazing. But like MD-11, DC-10, DC-8, DC-9, I don't know, those planes don't really speak anything to me, so... I know that it's good, but it just doesn't ring a bell for me, you know. And it's just, it looks kind of good. I know it's good, people like it, but it's just like, I don't know, just not for me. Snacks, you know what's easy? Sim brief. People rely too much on it without even checking if it's all good, and then you hear the ATC, hold up a second, I need to manual flight. Yes, dude. And you know the funny thing, and this is why I refuse to use sim brief loading, even though I know that it's very nice. People not knowing how to change their SIDs, or change their stars, or load a different waypoint, or load a different airway, or changing something else on the box. They just use SimRiff Link, they'll just input the route, and they'll fly from A to B without even checking anything, as you just said. So, yep, that's, I absolutely agree with you. I remember before 2015 we didn't have SimBrief, only Route Finder and VRoute. I remember those, and I still use those quite a while. It was okay for routing, but nothing more. The rest you had to do yourself. Dude, I kind of remember, because I discovered SimBrief quite late, so I used Route Finder for a while. Aviator, I tried VFR and VATSIM, but it's not hard. When you check the terrain and max altitude you can climb. Yeah, basically that's it. In fact, so far the times I flew VFR on VATSIM, I felt like the ATC was more stressed than I did. Snacks, not cheating, but using all the tools at my disposal. Okay, I'll let you go with that one. I will let you go with that one. Because, of course, they use GPS. Like, at least the guide for the Airbus, you kind of get in based on GPS. And once you are visual into the valley, you're fine. And you just fly visually. So you have a visual reference points at which you can know where and what altitudes you can turn. Scardo is very cool. So I will be waiting for your pictures and videos of your landing in Scardo and Paro then. That was gonna be fun. Everybody on the Discord now just starting to ask Snacks, like, so when are you flying to Scardo and Paro? Where's your video? We wanna see it. Because of the CTP, that's the radar is very... yeah, true, dude, I forgot about it. There is that... Oh my god, what the heck? What? Are you kidding me? Holy cow, dude. I need to take a screenshot of this. This is crazy. What? Alright, you know, as always, I completely missed this. I completely missed it. Of course, I noticed a couple of messages, but then, yeah. Wow, I don't think I ever attended a CTP event. I just think it's too time consuming, and then you will have delays because there's a million people. And it's just holy cow. I don't know. But yeah, perhaps one day. You know what I wouldn't mind, but I think this should be like a very special occasion. British Airways, no wait, British Airways did it on the A318. Air Canada used to fly the A319 across the Atlantic, and they did a stop. It was going from, I don't remember from where, I think it was Montreal. They stopped somewhere like in the border. What's that? St. John's, I think. They stopped there in St. John's, refueled, and then they hopped across the Atlantic to Heathrow on the 319. It was a special 319 because it was configured with mostly, I think, business seats or whatever. There is a video from Just Planes on YouTube. You can watch it. I remember watching it. They no longer do it, but I think repeating that was quite interesting. Aviator, you were Mach 78, but now you're Mach 0.8. Yeah, you can push faster than that, to be fair, because I mean, I'm not catching up with you so far. It's been at 40 miles, so we're good. I think we're good. Snacks, you can go Mach 0.85. Mach 87, really? Holy cow. Holy fuel burn, probably. I'm comfortably sitting at Mach 0.804 now. Speaking of that, let's check our optimum 350, beautiful. And let's see, we used 6.9, we still have 14.7, so good, we have no fuel leaks. And that's wonderful, 14.7, yep. All fantastic. All fantastic. Sorry, that was the leg between Calcutta and Paro, and yeah, pretty neat views. I think that area from India flying into Bhutan is very beautiful because it has like you have a bunch of rivers coming from the mountains, and it's very flat coming from India, and then suddenly come the mountains, and it's very steep. I think the contrast is very beautiful. Engines were sucking the fuel very much, so they needed to make planes go fast to counteract the problem. I see that. Yeah. Dark Lucinaria. Power went down, I'm back. Oh. Okay, I hope everything is fine. I hope everything is fine. And welcome back. We're still cruising. We've been having a very nice conversation. It's been, we've been flying for 1 hour and 8 minutes. Correction, 10 minutes. We have to add 8 minutes to this. Because I basically did not click the right amount of times into the chrono. So 1 hour and 10 minutes of flight has passed by. We still have 1 hour and 20 to go, which is good, which means I have probably like 30 minutes of calm cruise to do some stuff and talk with you here. Snacks, yeah, when they don't know, suddenly they say, huh, sorry, Mr. ATC, my autopilot is acting funny. Yep. I heard a couple of those. Well, you know, sometimes it can actually do that, but if they fly a completely weird thing, then it's weird, yeah. Stormy on, by the way, the 777 has route and wind uplinks now. Ooh, the wind, I think the wind is really good. The wind is actually very useful, especially because that airplane, well, as any heavy jet, is hard to slow down. And the wind effect is even more pronounced. So if you could have the winds uplinked, and they would actually be accounted for your flying, for your VNAV profile calculations, that would be super nice. I did cross the pond once long time ago in the era of old VATSIM voice servers. Oh my god, I still remember those. I don't even know how people could understand sometimes, because it was really difficult to understand. Nowadays it's just not the same with the crazy traffic. Yeah, the traffic is just... I don't know. It doesn't attract me knowing that I have, I don't know, 20, 50, 30 guys from the same airport trying to depart at the same time, where most of them may not even be following the rules as they should. I don't know. And then, like, okay, you got into the Atlantic area, you get your oceanic, and it's like, enter that waypoint at this time, this speed and this altitude, and maintain until exit. And that's it. You're gonna sit there for 5 hours. And I don't know, if I want to do a long haul, I think doing a long haul should be interesting. For instance, the flight we did to Easter Island, that was interesting, even though it took 5 hours and something. That was interesting because we had all that fuel planning and all that discussion, and we were very much aware of that. So that was cool. What else? We had the flight to Tokyo. That was crazy. I mean, I did a video with that, but it was quite long. I just wanted to see how long I could go. But again, it's not exactly over the ocean. You get a lot of different airspaces. I think I got some ATC as well. There can be some weather, and the fact that the weather changes because it's a 12-hour flight, you're basing your assumptions for your destination are based on predictions, so you're not sure whether the weather is going to be good or not. I mean, right now, 2.5 hours for this flight specifically, a lot could change, but still, it's 2.5 hours. That could be enough to like grow a very, very large thunderstorm. But 12 hours is quite differently, and then you have like all your alternates considerations and so on. So yeah, it's a different game, I would say. But I don't know. Maybe the Atlantic is cool as well. I think the Atlantic is cool in the point, like if you look seriously into the crossing of the Atlantic, if you know what are the procedures if something goes wrong, like pressurization issue. Let's say you depressurize. What do you have to do? Because you are in oceanic airspace. How do you actually account for the fact that you are ETOPS and what's going to be your route alternate? Like you are in the middle of, I don't know, let's say Canada and Iceland, and you have an engine failure. Where do you go? All those kind of things. Those might be interesting, but again, yeah, like 5 hours. Nah, I don't know. Snacks, for me, I don't have the time anymore for CTP. Last time was 2023 with CTP, then CTL. What is the CTL? Cross the land? Cross the lake? CTL? I don't know what's CTL, and then cross mass. I have no idea what that is as well. Can you please enlighten me? And it was already a mess. Nice! So I can imagine why they cancelled last year's edition. Oh. Oh. RIP. Yeah, Roger Wilco without ADSB simulation. That was the good old days. Wow. Cooler, hey! We were talking about you not too long ago. How are you doing? We were talking about your trip to Cusco because we were speaking about. I mean, Stormy was telling us the story when he went to Paro in real life, and I asked him if he felt any difficulty for like breathing or just physically like any difference. And I said that I remember you saying that when you were going with the bags from the airplane into the terminal, you already felt a bit tired just because of the high altitude. And probably it depends from people to people a little bit, of course. And then we kind of discussed this a little bit, so it's funny. So I hope you're doing good. And yeah. Snacks, we didn't understand each other back then, we just hoped it was okay. We looked for the keywords that would make our assumption correct and went with it. Realistic, I would say. Very realistic. Syncrash Flyer, Atlantic only in a Concorde for me. So this is like the dark hole. Syncrash Flyer just went and opened the Pandora box, which is basically that would probably be the main reason for me to get and learn the Concorde, because that airplane is complex as beep. Okay, to not say the word. It's an airplane that's interesting for sure because it is different. And the fact that it kind of like it time hacks a lot of destinations and a lot of flights, and I feel like you can do a lot of stuff for it. And you know the funny thing, I learned recently that the Concorde, I think it was Iran Air or Iraq Air, one of the two, they actually purchased the Concorde, or they, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my gosh. It's not purchase, it's the other word. Oh my god, I'm missing the stupid name. Ordered. Thank you very much, Stormy. They ordered the Concorde and they actually built it, and that the pilots actually did the training, but then it all went to crap in their country. I can't remember exactly which one it was, either Iraq or Iran, and so they never picked up the airplane. But it was supposed to happen, which is very fun. So yeah, I think that would be interesting, because making like London to New York in 3 times, I mean, it's almost the flight that we're doing right now, just plus 30 minutes. So that could be interesting to do. Yes, maybe someday in the future. Like, yeah, learning the Concorde, I think it's a steep curve. It's a steep curve. I'm not even afraid of its flying, it's just like the systems. It's just so much button. It's a sea of buttons. Stormy, sadly they don't have slots for that, for CTP at the moment. Oh wait, so you were saying that they don't have slots in the way that they just... Oh, they don't have slots for Concorde. Oh. Okay. I see. Well, it kind of makes sense at one time, but at the second time they could just say, okay, climb the hell out of here, and then Concorde would just fly above everybody. Can you just imagine the view that the guys must have from that altitude? You could just see everybody cruising down there. That'd be very nice. Stormy, I flew the FS Labs many many times. That was good fun. I did not know that FS Labs had a Concorde. CTL is cross the land, yes, Europe to Dubai. Oh, okay. Okay. Did not know that. Cooler, what were you saying? It's not that bad. Yeah, nothing bad. We don't talk about bad things here. I think the worst we can talk here about is Tupolev's. 134 specifically. Snacks is gonna be probably bombing the hell out of me. You can do that in DCS now. No, I'm joking. Concorde is easy. Well, I can probably doubt that. I don't know. Sabina also ordered 2 Concordes but cancelled the order there. Really? Oh, I did not know that. Buttons, Sync Crash Flyer. Yeah, you know what? I mean, listen, like if you have 10 buttons, which you have to press them on at a specific time and then off at the other specific time, why not just use something that's automatically controlling them? You can leave the button there but not make you touch them. That's what Airbus did. But anyways. Snacks. Oh, the flying is the most interesting though. Flying by angle of attack. That is cool. So you're basically, what you're telling me is that you're flying based on like unreliable airspeed on Airbus, backup airspeed mode. Just like a fighter jet. Okay. Canard C5 departure, if you know, you know. I have no idea what's with the Canard C5 departure. Can you please elaborate on that? Stormy, yeah, they went to quite insane levels. For example, the Pepsi Livery Concorde will overheat quickly to the paint, and that's simulated. Was that a real thing? Like the Pepsi Livery? Was that actually a thing? Cooler, add the $9,000 membership level and those people can join the Concorde stream. Listen, if I would do this for real, I don't even know if I would want to learn a Concorde for $9,000. To be fair. That's funny. That's funny. That livery would probably, the name of the delivery, that live stream would be probably named Russian boy struggling with fast British airplane and crying. Shit. Oh god, I don't want to do it. I remember the one Air France flight at Concorde in 2003, one of the last Mir space station was decommissioned, and so the captain told the PA, gentlemen, we are, as of today, higher than anybody else. Wow. That's putting things into perspective, for sure. Synchronous Flyer, I promise you on the day you fly the Concorde, I will be your co-pilot. Oh, then the name of the live stream is gonna be even funnier. It will be, let me think. Russian guy with German guy fly a very fast British airplane and crash. That'll probably go viral or some shit, for sure. Cooler, those pilots haven't seen me on some weekends. What exactly do you mean by that, Cooler? Stormy, and fun fact, my airline is the only other airline to have their livery painted on the Concorde other than Air France and British Airways. Might be biased as why I love it. Ooh. And what is that livery? I have no idea. I'm not confused. No, wait. Wait, I think, dude, I saw the picture. I'm pretty sure I saw the picture. I'm just not remembering now. Oh god, what is it? It's not Qantas, is it? No, I don't think it is. No, I can't remember, dude, but I saw the picture. For a promotional tour, really, Stormy, so they did actually paint it with that Pepsi livery. I wonder how much Pepsi paid them. And I wonder what was their reaction if indeed the Concorde overheated due to the livery. Funny. Snacks. Canard C5 departure, we have to see that. It's the departure that Concorde did to be able to apply some noise abatement. It's basically takeoff, airborne, brake left, bye-bye, fighter jet style. Ah, okay, so perhaps I saw it then. Yeah, it departed, turned left, and then went away. Holy cow. So the Pepsi livery is real. I thought it was just a joke. Stormy, may I post a link? I don't think you are able to post links. I think YouTube blocks any link posting from viewers for safety reasons, because I am 1000% that there may be scammers and bad people who just come into random live streams and just start posting stupid links. So you can post the link on the Discord. There you can, if you have a Discord. If you have a Discord and you haven't joined, the link is in the description. If you don't have a Discord, then I don't know. You can send it via email. You can find my email in the channel description, and I can check it here, and I can post it on the chat so everybody can see it, or I can just post it on the live stream. The blue color made the Concorde. No, wait. The blue color, the Concorde made it slower and hit some more up. Oh, really? Wow. Snacks, Singapore. Oh, Singapore. Wow. Cooler. If we can get Vlad to try to feel this, we can get him to fly the Concorde. Cooler, don't do that. That's bullying. I don't accept that. Snacks, I'll come as a passenger. I can host on shared flight if you want. Oh man, speaking of shared flight, I haven't touched that in a long time. Are they still up? Have they updated the documentation to build configs? Last time I checked, there was no updates, and it's a bit what's the word I'm looking for? Bland? A bit faded, if you really want to do something. Synchronous fire, no crash. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I hope not. I hope not. Let's see. Let's Google. Yeah, I want to Google this. I want to Google this, and in fact, I'm going to put this up. Base camera. There we go. You should be able to see it. So this would be Concorde. F Bravo Tango Sierra Delta for the Pepsi livery. Holy crap! It is real, dude. I've no joke. I thought it was just a fake. It was just for fun, and people did it just I don't know, it was like a Photoshop or something. It is actually real. Wow. And the other one is Golf. Whoa, okay. No, so I saw something else. I probably saw some Photoshop. I have to say, it looks good. It really looks good. Speaking of Singapore Airlines, I was supposed to do a flight for Singapore Airlines on 777 instead of the New Zealand ones, but then I kind of just skipped it, so we still have to do something for Singapore. And I was thinking maybe we could get a Singapore livery for the 767-400, but there is no one. Man, it looks cool, dude. I had no... Okay, I didn't know about the Singapore one. Really nice. The concourse stream name will be European pilot wrestling a British aircraft down and win. That sounds good. That sounds good. Stormy, thanks for sharing. That's very, very interesting. Document is still poor, but they updated their client. They did a lot of background work because they want to extend the service to Microsoft Flight Sim now and Pilot Edge. Okay. Okay, I think my account is still set up as a developer, so I should be able to test other configs and fly other airplanes. So we could try something, but I don't know. Like in a timeline where I'll have a little bit more mental capacity. Stormy, it was BA on one side and Singapore on the other. I must admit, it looks really nice. Was it like a partnership between British Airways and Singapore? Singapore, Bahrain, London was the route. Oh, you know what? Now that you said this, I thought about it. 707, I saw a documentary. What was the country or the airline? I think it was BOAC, British Overseas Airline Company, airline company, something like that. BOAC, the old British Airways. And I saw, I think it was a video, some sort of a promotional video or somewhat of a documental thing. It was done by the airline, I think, and it was like the beginning of the jet era. I think it was a documentary, or maybe a text. I can't remember, but it was about BOAC, and they spoke specifically about a route that started from London and it went to, I don't want to lie to you, but I think Sydney. And the amount of stops they had to do, it was like one go. And then they compared it with how the route was flown back there with piston airplanes, the amount of stops and the time it took to fly the entire route. And then they spoke about like challenges, like what if the airplane broke down, what they had to do, and the fact that it was almost uncharted territory in terms of this kind of flying, and how they would fly over all of those less developed countries at the time. It would be much more difficult. And I remember watching that video and thinking, wow, this is impressive. It would be a really interesting video to make this entire flight from London to Sydney with all the stops and make it into like a semi-documentary or a video, more of an entertainment sort. And yeah, and I remember even coming to timetable, the website with the airline timetables, timetable images, and looking for that flight, and it appears. So if I go here, the British Overseas Airways Corporation. And so if I scroll down here to like 1960 something, when they introduced the jet, 53, no, we're still not there. This is the Comet. We want like 707, 55, it has to be 60 something. 61, that's the Vickers. 67, dude, I think, okay, that's the 74, so we were slightly ahead. I need to pull back a bit. Let's check 61. Do we have an entire? It's probably just to cover this one. Or maybe not. Or maybe not. Let's see. This is Britain, USA, Britain, USA, Trans-Pacific. Selectra. Oh, there we go. USA, Britain. No, not this one yet. Sorry. Dude, I remember seeing just one single, like, flight. Australia, New Zealand, Fiji. No. What would be the arrival here? Ah, there we go. What the hell? So, this is departure from Sydney, but I want to see the departure from, we need the Trans-Pacific then again. But this goes through, yeah, this goes through, this is not the one. This is the route, 7B, Britain, France, 33 to 34, and 32. That's the pages, right? 555. That's 6, that's Asia. That's 7A, we want 7B. Or maybe it's just separated, not sure. Oh, no, there we go, 7B. Britain, the Orient, Australia, and 707, correct. So, check this out, guys. This is impressive. Just imagine flying this. And then you can learn how to read all of this stuff. So, Sunday, they depart British Airways, flight 310 from London, and they land in Geneva. This is the one I checked. And then they fly to Tel Aviv. Yeah, by the way, speaking of Geneva, 45 minutes. They depart for Tel Aviv, 45 minutes again. They land in Tehran, and this is not it, crap. Sorry, need to find it again. Stand by, guys. Need to answer something here. I'm sorry. There's some thunderstorms coming up here. Alright, so I guess I messed up this one because it stops at Tehran. But, dude, where was the flight I found? It was literally non-stop. Oh, this one does it. Okay, so let's check this one. London, Rome, Cairo. I don't remember what B stands for. Karachi, that's Pakistan. Then to Calcutta, that would be India, Bangkok into Thailand. And then you would fly to Singapore, Manila, Darwin, and finally Sydney. Like, and this would be done of course not, and by the way this is Qantas, not by one crew for sure, but this would be done. It's incredible. Oh, breakfast main meal joining passengers only, and in addition to the meals shown, tea, refreshments and light meals are also served at appropriate times. Incredible. Like, I think this deserves at least a little bit of attention. And there is the British Airways one. I think this goes through Geneva. No, Zurich. Zurich. Yeah, there's Zurich, then Beirut, Karachi. That's Rangoon. I remember I had to check where this is because I didn't know which country that is. Then this one. Singapore. From Singapore, probably Darwin. Yep, and then Sydney and Melbourne. That's quite incredible, to be fair. So yeah, I'm very waiting for that 707. I think that'd be interesting. Sorry, many political issues with the countries in between meant... Ah, I see. Yeah, it's always difficult, man. Snacks. Well, how's the config done? Because I really want to make a config for Tushka, at least for V139, since this one I have all the data refs working in Smart Copilot. Ah, so if you have all the data refs working in Smart Copilot, you just have to adapt them, so it kind of is the same. You change the way the data ref, not the data ref, but the command is written. So instead of just doing like, I can't remember, I think in Smart Copilot you had commands, you had the triggers, and you had something else which I can't remember. And then you would write the name of the data ref and put like an enter and a number. So the way you put the enter and the number is different. I think you just do at and then do the number. So yeah, I can't remember though. But it's not complicated. The problems arise when you have data refs which you use in the wrong command, and then they don't work accordingly, and then you don't know which exact command you should put there, and then you may want to like give different commands for like trusts and so on. Yeah, it's like that. That's a bit complicated. British Overseas Airways Corporation, thank you. Stormy, that timetable website is awesome. I absolutely agree with you. That is an absolute gem, and holy cow, it's actually getting dark outside here. It is like literally properly getting dark, and it's a huge grey cloud, and I hear the thunder now. I hope we will not get any lighting here and lose all power. So if by any means the stream stops for you, you guys know what's the reason. And we're also 160 miles till calculated top of descent, so that means we've been having a very interesting conversation, and Captain Iceman is in the chat. Captain Iceman, watch out, the TCAS alert, PA 31 350 getting closer to your tail. Is that real? No, there can't be no way. But that would be actually fun. I mean, you can load any airplane into VATSIM, and if you say that it's an A380 and then you do a loop with it, it will display an A380 doing a loop, so it is possible. Or you put a fighter jet and then just say that the fighter jet is a PA-31, it will display the fighter jet as a PA-31. Must be flying the F-35 in this whiz. Yes, Nax, that's exactly it. I also have them for the 134 with Josh, or the other one never did it after giving them the files. Yeah, man, like, yeah, it's complicated. I wanted to do it for the Piper Seneca and the Seminole, but again, there is no documentation, and they were super friendly. I think I did like a 30 minutes or more call with them, and it's good, it's great, but like life goes on, and I have other other things and priorities, and so yeah. I did launch a space shuttle as a 747 VATSIM. Anything is possible. Oh man, can you just imagine doing that for real on VATSIM? You would be the highest person on VATSIM. Request descent from flight level 1. I don't know, what flight levels do they fly on? 400, whatever. That would be fun. That would be fun. Alright, thunderstorms are approaching my city. That's fun. We need to check. We need to check the weather. And I need a toilet break. How's the weather right now? The weather is good. Yeah, the weather is good. Okay, guys, you will give me 3 minutes. I'll go very quick for a toilet break, and you guys watch the cockpit for me. In fact, I'll put it into the first officer perspective for you, like this, and I'll be back in 3 minutes, and we'll start preparing the approach, and then doing our briefing, and then landing. Just don't break the toilet, Captain Iceman. I will try not to. I'll try not to. Alright guys, I'll be back in, oops, not this one. Not this one, but this one. I'll be back in 3 minutes. And I'm back. Code brown, sync crash fire. Luckily it's not. I mean, we are in a brown cockpit. So... T-Fox, hey! Hello, hi, and safe flights. Welcome, how are you doing? How are you doing? Guys, it's literally... I can hear the thunder. I hope this will not... this will not affect my streaming situation. Oh, good. I'm literally right here. This thing is going towards me. Shit. It's gonna probably... Oh boy. Oh nice. How nice. Yep. You know what I like as well? I like going into flight radar and see the flights turning away. Probably a little bit due to the you can immediately see where are the clouds. Like, they're usually the flights fly like this and they fly up like this. No one here, no one here, and no one here. Probably this area is actually fine, but yeah, who is this brave person? Edelweiss. Oh yeah, look at that. That was... Yep, there is something here. Nope, this guy's fine. This guy... Yep, look at this guy arriving into Lisbon. Doing some diversion. Not diversion, but diverting from the clouds. Yeah, look at this one as well. And he's at what? Flight level 340. It's quite significant one. Savia went by the right. Oh, look at this one as well. Another departure from Faro. Emirates. Dude, it's an interesting situation here. Come fly to Portugal now. If you want to get some funny weather. Okay. Okay, it's time to prepare the arrival, otherwise I'll mess this up. 82 miles to go. VREF is going to be 138, approach speed 143 at least. Sounds good. So, frequency, no frequency, because this is going to be an RNF approach. Sounds good to me. It's already loaded in. The weather situation now states 43 minutes ago. Wind 170 at 11 knots, good visibility, scattered 1800, temperature 31, it is hot. Dew point 23 and humid. QNH 1010, so let's pre-select that. The thunders are just not stopping, it's just continuously, it's wow. Anyways, focus. Arrival is going to be Super to Charlie, RNP runway 21 right, minimus LNAV 1140 barrel. Now, here's the catch. Because this is MDA, so minimum descent altitude, I'm going to add an operational margin. I'm going to add an operational margin of 50 feet, just so we have a little bit of time to react in case we need to go around. So if we hear the minimums, it's like, okay, no runway, go around, or just stop the descent, whatever. We'll see how it goes. So that's set. Plus 50 will be 1190. Dude, you guys, you should have heard this. It's actually pumping pretty significantly now. So yeah, it's a great flight. T-Fox, all is well. Coffee break is here to stay. Good, very good. All right, so I did all of this. Now, a couple of things. Our arrival states that we have to pass Usupa above 15,000. And Irolu above 9,000, then Usani above 5,000, and then we start with the RNP. And in the RNP we've got Logad 3,500 and Gemuk at 2,300, which is correct. Now Gemuk is our final approach fix, and we have to be mandatory at 2,300 feet. So I don't know why it still keeps the above here. There might be a reason, but I want to force it to be at 2,300 there so we can actually be on the path correctly. And because we also have a speed restriction at Logad at 210 knots, as you can see here, and even back there from Usani, I want to slow us down, because from Usani to Logad is 6 miles, and from Logad to Gemuk is another 6 miles. So it's 12 miles between the two, and yeah, I would prefer to slow down early. So I will be forcing Usani to be at 5,000 and Logad at 3,500. I'll keep the speeds as they are. So I hope the VNAV will be adjusting. It seems like yes. And I'll be using auto brakes 3 because not that the runway is short, but it has a bit of a downslope. In fact, nah, I'm going to use auto brake 2. It has a bit of a downslope there, and yeah, I might get a bit floaty, a bit floaty there. So we've got minimas, we've got approach, we've got everything. I think it's time for us to jump into the arrival briefing. Just before that, I want to open up here some parking spots. Terminal 1 seems fine, and I would go for probably position like 111 seems... no, 130 maybe, 133, something like that. Seems reasonable to me. So we'll see. We'll see. Auto brake 2 set. That's all set. Guys, let's go and do our arrival briefing because it's time. It is time. You guys are ready? Let's go. Let's go. Arrival briefing. So status, everything is fine so far. Everything is fantastic. Top of descents in 40 miles. The weather right now seems to be okay. Wind 170 with 11, so we'll have a slight crosswind from the left. Good visibility, scattered 1,800, so far no limitation for our RNAV approach, which is good. ATI should not be required. I'll be running terrain radar on my side and weather radar on the first officer's side because I expect to have more fun with the terrain than the weather, so we'll keep that on. And we'll be arriving via the Super to Charlie arrival from page 10-2 Foxtrot from the 25th of December 2025. We'll be entering via SECMA to Super above 15,000 max 250 knots to Rolo, maintaining max 250 knots above 9,000, and Usani a maximum 210 above 5,000. For us, it's going to be at 5,000. Now we have a heading here of 055. I just made a direct. So from Usani, we're going to proceed and join direct to the approach. This is going to be RNP runway 21 right, page 12-3 from the 17th of January 2025. MSA for us is going to be 6,000. We do have a lot of terrain, just as I said, near the airport. As you can see, some pretty high mountains there, 3,295 feet peak, while the airport is sitting at essentially 134 feet of elevation. Fun approach course is offset 231. The runway is in fact at 215, so we have a 16 degrees offset angle for the runway. And Usani will enter there 210 knots, 5,000 to Logad, maximum 210 knots, 3,500 to Gemuk, establishing on a final approach course and slowing down to a maximum of 170. From here we'll initiate our descent, our 3-degree descent, so we will use the VNAV indication, but we will not have an active VNAV. In fact, I think we can use the active VNAV indication, but still, we need to remember that this is LNAV. It's just that the airplane can guide it to a lower minimum, otherwise we would just simply use the vertical speed and descend. Alright, so from here we go towards our MDA. If we see the runway, we'll continue visually. So I'll disconnect the automation and the auto throttle and continue. Otherwise, we will level off, continue to Osavi in an attempt to still see the runway. Otherwise, we'll be doing the go-around. It is important to understand that we have to continue until the missed approach point, which is Osavi, and then as soon as possible, we turn right, track 259 to Rumo and hold at 4,000 feet or as directed by the ATC. Alright, no radio navs. Our diversion fuel was, give me a second, it was 8.2. Yes, 8.2, we have 11.3, and it seems like we should be arriving with 10.1, so that's great. Should be fine. We'll be using flaps 30, VREF 138 and VAP 143. Flaps, yeah, set the flaps, auto brake 2, reverse normal, and I expect to be vacating somewhere on maybe even Gulf or Hotel. I mean, we can go essentially for the entire runway all the way down there and just vacate just fine, and then park somewhere on some of these parking spots, perhaps 111, 112, or even go to these ones here. That's going to be it. Special considerations, just the terrain and maintain the speed. Other than that, seems good, so that's going to be the brief complete. Good, fantastic. So reset MCP altitude. Let's reset to the first 15,000. Seatbelt sign is going to come on. We'll put the landing elevation here, 140, and let's do a descent checklist. Pressurization, landing altitude is set, seatbelt sign is on, recall is checked. Auto brake arm 2, landing data we got VREF was 138, flaps 30, minimums 1,190 set. Approach briefing is complete, descent checklist is complete. Now, just for my own sake, idle VNAV speed. I want to be at Usani at 5,000, so drag required disregard for now. I want to add Usani here, and just for the sake of calculation, so if we are 35, minus 5 is 30, 30 times 3 is 90, 90 plus 20 will be 110, and we are quite closer than that, so perhaps our VNAV has already put us in a funny position. So speed brake is going to be up, and yeah, we'll see. I mean, Osipa was 15,000, right? Osupa, sorry. Osupa above 15. So if I do like this, let's see whether our VNAV will change or not. Doesn't seem like so. Okay, let's see how it does without the speed brake. It's adding power now, which is weird. You should not add power now. Like, we are high, dude. What the hell are you doing? Alright, we're gonna disregard the VNAV, guys. I'm gonna go full-blown vertical speed. And we're gonna do our best. Yeah, the VNAV now changed. We are 2,000 feet higher. So, for now, maintaining Mach number. And yeah, we're gonna need to put some speed brakes. Let's do minus 3,000 for now. I want to see if it changes over automatically or not. It's still putting power on. Stop putting power, dude. There we go. Now we're on idle. That was weird. I tested this yesterday and the same thing happened. Like, why would you put power now we're descending? We'll see. We will see. Snacks. Panama City Tower. Panama. Probably Panama is the correct pronunciation. The tower is online. Cool. Aviator, you start your descent. Great. Ah, tower offline. You scared him. You probably scared him. He saw the Tupolev and he was like, no, I'm not dealing with this. Alright, QNH is still 1010, so I'll be pre-selecting this here already, so I will not forget it. Seems slightly better. Somebody is up ahead there, just 2,600 feet below us. This feels a little bit high for me. Even higher than we are. Alright, and let's recalculate. So from Usani, we want it to be at 5. So 23 minus 5 will be 18. 18 times 3 will be... let's do it 22. 17 times 3 will be 51. 51 plus 20. 71. Yeah, we're still, or at least 61. We're still fast, and we're still high. So your roller can still be at 250 knots. At least the speed is slowly fading, so that's good. But yeah. Bella Castell, hey, how are you? Above the profile and in speed mode, weird. Yeah, there was something wrong with this autopilot. Yesterday, I had the same problem, and it was weird. It was weird. I'm gonna put this to 230. I'm just gonna lose 100 feet here. Full speed brake mode. Perhaps we can slow ourselves down. But yeah, there was something wrong here. Something wrong. But like I said, a nice way... Oh, by the way, hello. Good to see you here. A nice way I've learned to manage my energies to use speed intervention, selected speed instead of vertical speed. Just crank this bad boy up to 310 knots and you don't have to worry about overspeeding, unlike you in vertical speed minus 4,000. Well, I could use flight level change then as well. I could just put like 250 and just do this. It would be exactly the same, except that I would have been maintaining 250 knots throttle hold speed at the absolute best rate. I mean, right now we're good. We're good. We'll be passing above 15,000 on the Supa, but we have to be at 9,000 further ahead. So we're not too bad. We're doing good. But with the vertical speed, what I like to do is I can manage it much better. For instance, like right now, if I do vertical speed, I can increase it. Even if I put like 240, it will be doing an idle descent, slowly decreasing the rate. So minus 2,100 is what I'm looking for. Still need a bit of speed brake though. Yeah, I guess screw it. Let's do flight level change for now. Flight level change, 9,000, throttle hold speed. And then I'll just decrease the speed brake accordingly. There we go, much better. 1228, yep, no tower so far. Oh, one thing I forgot to say was the transition level. and the transition level is 190, so we can change this already into our approach checklist. Altimeters, QNH1010 is set and it is cross-checked. Nav aids not required. Approach checklist is complete. So I wonder where can we see position report perhaps? No. GPS position reference. Alright, yeah, GPS actual 0.01. Okay, so we are good with the RNP. This is the requirement, so this is great. All is going good. Descending to there. Fantastic. Aviator, you are 2,000 feet above the path. Yes, I know, but we are recovering just fine. Don't worry about it. Now, the ortho here is not amazing. We have a lot of clouds, and like a lot of clouds, but it's gonna be fun. FlightFactor shenanigans. Yep, makes you think at least. At least it makes you think. Alright, Usani wanted to be at 5,000 feet. I see that in this profile we're going to be passing Irolu just fine. So let's see 5,000 where it puts us. 5,000 seems good to me here. We're also catching up the path now. So that's even better. Perhaps I can just put it back to VNAV. In a second. I am in path, yes I know. I just did my own calculation. Much better than just trusting the automation. Rule of 3, mate, and 280 level change. Yep, Captain Iceman, that works well. That does indeed work well. We're approaching 10,000. Lights are coming on. We'll be arriving in 10 minutes. Cabin crew seats for departure, for arrival. Let's see if I put VNAV now. Speed VNAV path. Drag required. I'll give you more drag, dude. Nah, I don't like it, dude. Just keep descending. I'll put you to 210 already. 1,400 is good. Flap 1 on this airplane is higher than on the other, so to 60 knots we could put flaps 1. And I might do it. So flap 1 is on. Yeah, the ortho is not amazing. A lot of clouds on it. Alright, fix. I can erase fix. We don't need this anymore. 138, correct. Alright, let's see where is everybody. This guy's flying somewhere else. This is American. Guy 208, interesting. Where is everybody? Where's Snacks? Well, Snacks is probably... You guys have already landed? You guys are fast. And I'll be slowing down to 200 knots. Otherwise, we'll not be slowing down in time. Chart is open. Usani 5000. Let's go flaps 5. Alright, speed brake's up. We are on speed now. Nice and smooth. And on profile, which is great. C3500. Low gap, beautiful. Keep going like this. 5 knots of tailwind does not help, but it's not much as well. As you can see, guys, there's a lot of terrain. Belgastel, yeah, I meant strictly for energy management when I know I'm too high. Yeah, I see. JTP, hey, how are you doing? You missed the Across the Pond event. Ah, well, we spoke about it actually. Isn't it a little bit complicated? Let's descend to 170. Just drop the speed slowly. Or you know what, I'll start with... Yeah, there we go, we're passing Usani. Yeah, 170 already. And speed will slowly bleed off. Just like that. This is what I usually try to do, is a constant descent. So we're constantly descending, even if we require a little bit of power. I felt like initially I trusted the VNAV, because on the 7.6 on the other one it was actually fine, but it seems like on this one we can't really trust it. No idea why, but I think this airplane is a bit more floaty than the others. Maybe that's the reason, and we will require some speed brake anyway. That's checked. Panama City traffic, Delta 411 heavy, we are 2 miles from Logat for RNP, approach runway 21 right, Panama City traffic. Yeah, that's better.
Pull up.
That's checked, we're gonna have a couple of those. 2,300 next altitude. Speed is good. Let's go for flaps 16. What the hell? Flaps flaps 15, dude. Oh my gosh. 165, please. There you go. 165 set. We got flaps 20 just before we pass the waypoint. It's looking nice. Let's check. Missed approach altitude is going to be 4,000 feet.
American 53, approaching runway 03 left.
Alright, 2.5 miles. Let's go for flaps 20. Yeah, we're really close to terrain, dude. Nice approach. Runway's in sight.
American 363, American 563, then
I could just continue
runway
visually.
03 left.
Let's just continue visually, guys. Why not? That's the crease. I'm gonna put the lights on. I'm gonna press whatever I can to have my hands free. Speed brake is armed. And let's go flaps 25. Autopilot off. Flaps full. Oh yeah, forgot the gears. That is absolutely checked, and you are absolutely right. Auto thrust. Thank you. 138 plus 5, 142, set. Missed approach altitude will be 4,000. Flight director's off. Speed is good, runway is in sight. Trimming the airplane. Landing checklist. Cabin secured, speed brake lever is armed. Landing gear down in 3 green, and flaps 30 green light. Landing checklist is complete. We are good. That was a bit of a mess there because of the gear. And I just pressed the toga instead of the the thing. All right, recovered that. Yeah, see, the throttle really takes a long time. We just lost all our visual reference, the VNAV references. All right, no problem. We're visual. Minus 700. We want about minus 750 to minus 800. Speed is good now. And we are stabilized. I had to press the wrong button, god damn it. There we go, seems good. A bit less windy than it was yesterday. We'll reset the flight directives. Panama City traffic, Delta 411 Heavy is on a 3-mile final, runway 21 right. Watch that descent rate.
American 563, vacated runway 02 left.
Minimums.
We are visual and continuing. Speed is good. I see 2 whites and 2 reds. Wind is pushing us from the left, so I'll be anticipating this turn on purpose. We'll probably get some turbulence. Watch that sink rate. Yeah, there's the turbulence. A bit low correcting. And the wind still pushed us out. Jesus.
500.
Speed. Gusty. It's somewhat gusty, feels like. Okay, back on track. Speed is good. We are on path. Ignore the trees. A bit low correcting.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Touchdown. Nice on the nose. Speed brakes up. Reverses green. Oof. That was more difficult than it looked. And because the runway is downsloping, reverses out. It is not easy. It is not easy, this one. Auto brake off. Chrono started, stop the clock. Let's vacate here on the left already. Clear on the left. Clear on the left. Alright, transponder to transponding. Weather radar off. Panama City traffic, Delta 411 heavy, runway 21 right, vacated. Alright, auto brakes off, lights off, strobes off, start the APU. So, what could I have done better? I think I was focused too much on the speed. I did not put the gear down, even with flaps 20. That was my trigger in my mind, but I forgot about it. So I should have put the gear down on flaps 20, when selecting flaps 20. So that's why we got that warning. And then I pressed the wrong button. Instead of auto throttle disconnect, I pressed toga. And that disabled our VNAV. But because we are fine, we were nice and stabilized on our descent, we were able to continue and do a fine landing, a fine descent. So overall decent, room for improvement, absolutely sure. And why do we have a road here? I don't want to go into the road now. Ah, there's Aviator behind me. Alright, but these parking positions right here, they seem small, so... Alright, we're gonna go through the road. Not much I can do. Guess somebody has to update the scenery. Billy Gastel, it would be funny if FlightFactor made a Tupolev 154. Would never know if the plane not working or just being itself. You know what? For whatever reason, I think they would absolutely master that. Alright, left and right off. Yeah, what is up with this? With these streets here? It's really weird. Perhaps it's like new terminal or whatever, and it's not been properly updated. Not sure. Alright, let's go for position 9. Yeah, position 9 seems large enough for us. Alright, we've got 4 minutes on the engines, that's good. Also, we've got APU available. So that's wonderful. Taxi light off. I feel like we're gonna go through that jetway. Immediate parking. No, don't stop. Alright, parking brakes set, that's on, engines cut off. Stop the timer, seatbelt sign off, fuel pumps off, except that one. And we can put some APU on. And what else do we need? We need 10.3 on the fuel, that's fantastic, beacon off, and I'm gonna power off the hydraulics. So let's do, oh boy, that was loud. Just like that. Just like that. Transponder back to standby, 2000. Good. And park around. GPU, fuel truck, chocks, LSU, loader unit. That's it, right? I think so. Open doors. Unlock the cabin or the cockpit door. Shutdown checklist, hydraulic panels set, fuel pumps. I'm gonna disengage the APU for now. Pumps off. Speed brake lever down to 10, flaps are up. Parking brake set, fuel control switches cut off, weather radar is off on both sides. Shutdown checklist is complete and very nice and very good. And there's Aviator. Where's Snacks? Ah, there is Snacks. Probably Snacks was the only one who parked in the right position. That looks like a proper modern terminal, perhaps for international, and very large gate positions as well. At least it looks like so. Anyway, guys, I think that'll be it for today. Not sure you want to see the replay. If you want to see the replay, you can check the replay. Bank angle check. No, we didn't get any bank angle check, just the terrain. Let's check the replay real fast. I mean, it wasn't not the best landing, but I just kind of let it go because the runner was just going down, down, down. And I'm like, yeah, we have to land. And then it floats forever. That was good. I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. And it was within the margin. And I pulled the power to idle at 50 feet. Yeah, that's good. Did the spoilers not go up completely because I have these off? Let's see if they now come up completely. They went up. Yeah. Alright, that was good. Perhaps I should just finish up here with the landing from the wing view. What would you guys say? I think it's a good idea. From the engine view even. From here. Whew. Alright. Thank you very much everybody for being here. It's been great. I'm gonna leave it like that. Snacks, yeah, the big ones are on the other side of the airport. Sorry. Gibraltar style operations. Speaking of Gibraltar Cooler, we have to go there. I think that would be a very good flight to do on an EasyJet A319. Hey, thank you. I kind of forgot about that one. Yeah, we're going to Gibraltar. That's a great suggestion. And Bella Gastel, yes, it's stock scenery. So perhaps I mean I could fix this, to be fair. It's easy. It's just add an exclusion and just update it. So I might do it myself later on. So yeah. Aviator, the APU smells great from the back. I don't know if it smells good, so I don't think. Stormy, wait, how did you get the VDGS for the default scenery? I think it just works. Stormy, perhaps it's this plugin, the ground services 17.4. I think that might be it. At least I think that's been it. So yeah. Not sure it's the thing, but I guess not sure it's it, but maybe it is. Synchronous, now imagine us parking our Concorde in New York. What's left of our Concorde, of course. Stormy, I have OpenSAM installed, but it only works with add-ons. I don't even have the SAM stuff installed at all. So, yeah, there is something else. Yeah, Captain Iceman is asking for replay, and he got it. Here you are with the replay. It was an amazing flight, guys. Thank you. Thank you for coming up with here. Learning point for me, so quick rebriefing for myself. What did I do wrong? I think I carried away too much with the conversation. Should have prepared the descent earlier and not to trust the VNAV on this airplane. So our top of descent was a bit of a... I mean, it was not perfect, but we got it. We got it in time. We were stabilized. We got that terrain pull up, but I got it on the test sector as well, so that was okay. And we were fine. I saw the ground ahead, so it was all good. Main shit thing for me was the fact that I forgot the gear. That was really stupid. So I was so focused on the speed and on the flap schedule that I completely messed that up. And when I got the warning, I got embarrassed. And because of that, I pressed the wrong button for the auto throttle disconnect, and it went into toga instead of the into auto throttle disconnect. And because of that, we lost our VNAV indication, so our vertical profile. But that was all fine, because fortunately we didn't get enough thrust oscillation to fully deviate from the intended flight path, so we just continued onward. A little bit low there on the final, but overall okay. And finally, it was I think it was a fine landing. It was an interesting approach. I was not expecting it to be this fun. So yeah. Anyways, thank you very much. ShayTP, what's next week? I'm not sure yet. Perhaps we can actually do the Gibraltar one. Why not? I think we might do the Gibraltar one. I haven't gone there in a while, and I love the 319, and I've been trying to find a reason to fly the 319, so I think we could do that. Or I don't know, maybe DC3. Not sure. Captain Iceman, that was fun. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Aviator and Snacks, for flying with me. Thank you, everybody, guys. Enjoy this final landing. I'll get some rest. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you very much for the support. Bye-bye.